crack in to what will be a full and fun-filled fight prep as with Canelo Berlonga's going on today. We got football tonight. AJ's running around nervous. It's going to be a fun day.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, it's just, this is exactly how we planned it out. But no, as usual, listen, in our new studio, there's always an adventure, but it's a work in progress. So hopefully we get this thing solved quickly and get on our normal line. But it is good to be out here in Las Vegas. Although I don't know about you, Rob, I couldn't breathe all day yesterday. My throat was there. These fires or whatever's happening in California, all this smoke has just settled in on this town. It's finally gone now, but it was bad yesterday. It delayed our flight getting out here.
The sun was pink.
Yeah, it was a wild scene yesterday, but looks like it's cleared up a little bit finally. But here goes California again, ruining it for everybody, as they typically do.
Now tomorrow we expect sunny days and lots more fun. But today we're going to talk fight and football. Check our StreamYard. Are we in? We're in on our StreamYard. We're halfway home.
Oh,
yeah, halfway there. I just need
halfway
AJ
there
to join us.
Oh, I didn't even see my invitation.
So AJ, back in the saddle again. Did you miss Vegas?
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly missed the house. Certainly missed my squad. So it was good to be back with them. But yeah, it's it's a familiar place here, man. This is the MGM. I was telling you, Rob, over the years, I've probably spent 6 months of my life in this casino, in this hotel. Like, I mean, I've been out here so many times for these 3 or 4 day trips that when you add it up, it's like, dude, I've lived a good chunk of my life in this hotel, and it is, it's my home away from home. Even before I lived here, this was the home away from home.
There's certainly worse places to be.
Yeah, no doubt. MGM, you can come in here and not leave if you don't want to. Now, if you want to go out, you want to have some adventure, there's certainly a lot right around here, but it is pretty self-contained if you want it to be. Plenty of great restaurants, obviously the good amenities, some good bars, and it's a good place, man. I'd say it's a good place, the MGM. You're staying right across the street in New York.
In Nueva York. I didn't realize how close we were to where we're supposed to be. I probably could have walked over here.
You didn't walk over here?
No, I Ubered.
Oh, God.
I didn't know where I was.
You're a lunatic.
I got in, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I know." And I can understand why you're Ubering because you have to take all these ways. So he took me around. It was $15 in a guided tour, but he got me to the right place.
There's literally a walking bridge that will take you.
I don't know where I am, AJ. I don't know what to do. I watched my wife play poker. Yes. Well, she hit a big jackpot, but I'm sitting here. We're sitting playing video poker, and I looked over, and she's playing blackjack, and I watched her hit on 17.
Oh.
And I was like, baby, we're never going to go anywhere with this. And she won.
Oh, wow.
Pulled a 4, got a blackjack, and I just shut up.
Because your wife is normally so conservative, you think she'd be the one who's like, oh, I don't know if I should hit 14 or not.
She didn't know what she was doing. She thought she was doing it right. But she's the anti-gambler. And the best thing that could have happened last night is she hit a couple of small jackpots, nothing worth writing home about. But she kind of got the bug, it started getting good to her. So I might have a little bit more fun here than I thought I was going to have, although I don't think she's going to let me near a craps table, at least not in her presence.
Listen, she'll be asleep at some point, or you'll be quote unquote working.
Yeah, I've got to have to work and go find myself. And here's the other thing about coming to Vegas is while I am getting up, I'm used to the rest of the world being asleep. I take great comfort in waking up early in the morning, and I'm the only guy on the road, and I feel like, I'm helping the world start their day. People are waking up and they're eager to hear you, AJ. They're eager to hear me.
Not here, Bubba.
You wake up in Vegas, man. It's just the middle of the day, which is good and bad. It's nice to see people when I get up, but man, I kind of like being the first guy up.
Well, you're not going to be the first guy up.
The guy that turns on the lights, the first one to greet the day.
No, not that easy here. But it's again, it's something to get used to. This time change, as it is 4 a.m. out here. Woo! In Las Vegas. And yeah, man, we got a fun show for you guys today. Hopefully get our audio situation figured out. But otherwise, I mean, there's football tonight, baby. Football, it's in full swing. God bless the NFL. Texas State back in action tonight after their big win over UTSA. They get to follow it up with a game against a Big 12 opponent. And there's some college football news in general, as it looks like, much like the Undertaker sitting up out of the casket, it looks like the Pac-12 is sitting up, opening up the lid to the casket and rising from the dead.
Boise State was told that Blue Field would never pay off, that it would never work out for them, and they made it to the big time.
You'll never be good enough.
You'll never be good enough or strong enough, but we just got to make sure that we get rid of Washington. And once they're out, then, you guys can come in.
They were the ones holding up the deal the entire time. But we'll talk about that. We will talk about the fights coming up this weekend. But again, football is going to always rule the day for us, and we'll break down that Bills game. I say the Bills game, the Bills versus Dolphins, an AFC East showdown that you'll be able to hear right here on 94.1. So we'll take a look at that, and then again we'll look into that Texas State game, which this could be, now that they beat UTSA.
I'll tell you,
this could be a game-changing moment for Texas State. They win this game, they're probably favored in the rest of their games, and the path to that, that G5 bid in the playoff. Imagine Texas State.
If Texas State makes the playoff and the Aggies are sitting home watching, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself, man. It's the last worst-case scenario. Texas State makes the playoff. I'm paying a coach $76 million to sit and watch, and Texas State and G.J. Kinney get in. Man,
I told you this, Rob. Do we really need all these 12 teams? Is it necessary? Well, if there's room for Texas State, well, there's room for anyone. So again, a big night tonight coming up for Texas State. All right, we will break it up here. We're going to try and get ourselves connected, and we'll be back with more of the Morning Huddle live from the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, right here on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Somebody's knocking the door. I walk over, and there's Toby Keith. I'm like, hey, Toby Keith. He's like, hey, is Rick James in here? I'm like, yeah. He does like to smoke the weed.
Yes, he does.
Yes. We are having some celebrities, Rick James and Dan Haggerty and
Grizzly Adams?
Wow.
Hello, Grizzly Adams.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
The Gomez Law Firm has been helping injured victims in car and trucking accidents for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here. Jose, if someone finds themselves faced with the stress of an accident, what next?
Well, the first thing they should do is pick up the phone, call the Gomez Law Firm, or Google JoeGomezLaw.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is the leader in personal injury law. If you have been in an accident, you need a firm that will fight for you and your family's rights.
We do ride-sharing cases. We do 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years.
The Gomez Law Firm fights for you against the big insurance companies and wins. Tell us about some other cases you represent.
really anything that involves a personal injury and a third party that is responsible for causing that injury, we will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have found yourself faced with a personal injury matter, if you've been in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then it's important to call the Gomez Law Firm today. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
You know Diamonds Direct for their exquisite diamonds and fine jewelry. What about luxury watches? With a handpicked collection by the industry's top timepiece experts, skip the waiting list and get the timepiece you've been eyeing right away. And this month only, enjoy 0% interest for 5 years on all the top brands. Imagine owning a $15,000 luxury watch for just $250 a month. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Diamonds Direct, where you can shop direct for diamonds and watches.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
There's new Tropic Bowls in paradise at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Enjoy our new Bahama Mama Bowl inspired by our fan fave smoothie flavors, serving pineapple, strawberry, and coconut. Or dig into 32 grams of protein with our new Peanut Butter Protein Crunch Bowl. It's tropic time.
Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
With T-Mobile, you can get tons of benefits and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. Because nobody likes having to choose. It's like getting romance and sci-fi.
Jane, I love you. Also, I'm a robot.
Or being a dog person and a cat person.
Who wants a treat? Who's your good boy?
Or like being an extrovert and an introvert.
Woo! This is so fun! I can't wait to go home!
At T-Mobile, you don't have to choose. You can get the benefits you want and still save on every plan versus AT&T and Verizon. See how much you can save with our savings calculator at T-Mobile.com/switch. Plus, when you switch, you can keep your phone and we'll pay it off up to $800.
Via virtual prepaid card in 15 days. Qualifying unlocked device, credit, service, and timely redemption required. Card has no cash access and expires in 6 months. See T-Mobile.com.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like it is an accident on 35 southbound at 1604 that's taking up that left lane. Southbound 35, 1604 over the Tupperwine. We've got some ongoing road work, so all that's getting by is a left lane, already causing a 40-minute delay slow from Evans. 35 southbound Evans to 1604, a 30-minute ride. And I-10 eastbound from 14 to 35 right now, that's in good shape. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob, live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, ahead of the Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're on, Rob.
And we're on live from the MGM Grand here for the Canelo Berlanga fight, but there's so much to do. He's AJ, I'm Rob. This is the Morning Huddle.
It looks like, Rob, the news rats are ruining our connection. That's what's happened here.
Yeah, they're using the connection.
Let me tell you.
Listen, we set everything up. Well, we can only do so much.
Right.
You know, and these guys are going to go and they're going to screw everything up as they do. So there's only so much we can control, Vic. And
I know.
we can't control what those guys do.
But we're making it happen.
That's right. Well, I think during the next segment we should be able to fix this thing and get our audio right again. Let's start, Rob, in the I guess the Pac-12, the potential resurrection of the Pac-12. It was down to the Pac-2. It was just Oregon State and Washington State, the Tupac, I like to call it.
Tupac.
And now they have unanimously approved. The Pac-12 Board of Directors unanimously approved. There's only two schools now, but they unanimously approved applications from Boise, as you mentioned, Fresno State, Colorado State, and San Diego State was the fourth one for membership to the Pac-12.
Well, they're halfway there.
I mean, listen, their numbers have been off for a while.
I remember when they were the Pac-8.
Pac-8, yeah.
I remember way back when. So is there another state school between here and LA that they could find? Is there like a Idaho State? No, they're busy.
Well, San Jose State is one of the Mountain West schools that they have not talked to, I guess.
So, okay, but they have to be a state. They have to be a state school. We got Boise State, San Diego State, Fresno State, Colorado State. Does Nevada have a Nevada State?
No.
Well,
no.
There's time.
Well, I think there is a Nevada State, but they don't have a football team. No, it's. I'm not sure what the plan is, and I'm not sure who else they would be looking to add. That's certainly the four biggest brand names out of the Mountain West, with the exception of maybe UNLV. And as we sit here, UNLV is. I'm surprised to not hear them on that list, and mostly, if for no other reason, the market that they're in. You know, that would be. It would instantly give them a major hub market in Las Vegas.
It's going to cost all of these state schools that are leaving the Mountain West $17 million to leave. They're going to have to pay an exit fee to get out. I don't understand the point of this. I don't get why does the allure of a logo, of a past thing, it's like, you know what? Would you like San Diego State to join the Southwest Conference? We're going to take all of those old state schools and move to another conference, and they're going to pay $17 million to do it. To me, the Pac-12 has no meaning anymore. I would have just expanded the Mountain West and kept it the legacy thing that it was. I don't get why they're paying for a logo.
Yeah, I don't really either, especially, you know, because it's not like they've got auto bids into the tournament.
Yeah,
They're going to be the Mountain West rebranded.
That's exactly it. And they're desperately behind the TV contracts. They're last in line for any of this money. There's still plenty of it out there. I just don't know why the Mountain West has this why are they taking this? That I would have taken if I was the commissioner of the Mountain West, blown the Mountain West up. We'll make the Mountain West that fifth power conference. And I think they felt like they just had to grab Pac-12. Because that, bringing in Washington State doesn't mean anything to me.
No, I think the most powerful thing out of the dissolution of the Pac-12 is the way they're looking at it. Is the most powerful brand left is the Pac-12 name itself, and they're looking at, well, if we can just recreate this, maybe that'll give us some sort of credibility that the Mountain West wasn't going to give. But I don't know that it works that way. I don't, especially now you've only got 6 schools. It's an odd thing. The remaining Mountain West schools, San Jose State, UNLV, Hawaii, Nevada, Utah State, and Air Force, and who's the last one? Wyoming. That's who's left in the conference. That's not a conference either.
Not a conference. They should have pulled the other two schools in from the Pac-12 and made the Mountain West something.
They looked at that, Rob, and for whatever reason, I don't know if it was Oregon State and Washington State who turned down the deal or what, but they thought, well, we can make more money if we're branded the Pac-12, which they may be right, but I don't know how they think this is going to end. If they think there's going to be some sort of level of respect gained because you've got that brand name, I don't see that. But you're right, and this is like a 2-year process. This isn't something that's going to happen right away. This is something that's going to take some time, and I don't know what the benefit is. I don't know what that $17 million that all these schools are going to pay. What the grand prize is at the end of the day, unless the Pac-12 there's more dominoes to fall, and that's what you have to assume. But again, what schools are out there that you're going to go?
Well, okay, as weird as things are in the world, as you see Stanford in the ACC, I would put it out there. It's not crazy for schools like Florida State and Clemson that are just trying to find their own depth, trying to get out from the ACC. SEC might be a little bit thick, but you can dominate a conference and get yourself a natural selection into the playoff. You know, we're not bound by location anymore. You can, Florida State could easily be in the Pac-12, and maybe they're hanging out hope that they can lure a couple of maybe bring Stanford back. I don't know what the opportunity is. I don't see it, but obviously they found a way to make some money and get themselves into contention for either basketball or certainly the football playoff. It just seems like they're, a day late and a dollar short on this. That it's just a desperate grab to try to find a way to keep themselves even partially relevant. We're talking about schools to join. Texas State feels like it would be a natural fit into this thing.
Yeah. And what's funny is if they had taken 2 more teams, that would have been 8, and it would have knocked the Mountain West down to 6. And with 8, you're a viable conference. With 6, you're not. So if they had taken the 8, you could have been like, okay, now we at least got the buildings of something. And now the pressure would have been on the Mountain West to adjust. I am surprised. And again, to me, it's more about what media markets can you get into, like for TV rights and things like that. And the idea that you could be in, I'd say probably the schools that they probably missed the boat on the most. UNLV is one, but maybe New Mexico would be the other one with Albuquerque. There's not a lot of big markets in the Mountain West, but it seems like maybe those are some spots where they missed the mark. Or San Jose State, I would have maybe tried to lock those schools in and make sure that you've got enough to have a viable conference, because now you've got 6 teams, you're still nothing. You're still not a thing.
All I can think of is the late great Bill, the Conference of Champions, the Pac-12. Here comes Boise, San Diego State, the Conference of Champions.
The Conference of Champions, starring the Colorado State Rams.
Man, Bill's rolling over right now. What? Conference of Champions and going through Colorado State. Maybe fighting Rams.
I bet the Big 12's in the business. They wouldn't mind giving back Colorado. Hey, you guys have any interest in taking these guys back? But yeah, we'll see how this thing shakes out. But like you said, the fees to get out of this thing are onerous. It says that they all plan on playing it though. $18 million with 2 years notice. It would jump to $36 million with 1 year notice. But again, they're talking about doing this, in 26, 27. So they're not looking to pay $36 million. But to be considered a conference, an NCAA minimum, you have to have 8 teams. And that's not where they're at yet. So I'm not sure what else they look to add. Maybe they look to snatch up a couple of these of independents. So is there potential in that?
Well, I wonder, I think they were watching to see what happened with the ACC, if Florida State and Clemson could get out. And I think they found out that the lawsuits involved with this and the time frame, that wasn't going to work. I think that the Big 12 is set. There ain't nobody leaving, ain't nobody coming. That's a completely done deal. And there are a couple of schools that are floating around independent. Notre Dame didn't join the Pac-12.
No, the only 2 other independents are UConn and Matt.
And UConn is a possibility. But if you're the only one on that side of the coast, you are suffering. At least,
well,
with the ACC, they're stopping. There's 2 stops when they come over. When the basketball and everybody else, they get to take 2 stops. But
and UConn is one of the schools, I believe, the reason why they're in an independent now is because they want to play Big East basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no Big East football. So, I mean, and I don't think the Pac-12 is going to say, yeah, you can be here for football, but not basketball.
And I think if the Big 12 had their druthers, they'd rather have UConn right now, too, because UConn does, fashion themselves possibly a football school, but basketball being preeminent. I know that they flirted with the Big 12 in the past, but no, that's not going to happen either. This is going to be, we're going to name it the Pac-12. It's going to be it's the American. It is Conference USA. And the Pac-12 is now relegated to secondary Group of 5 status. That's what's happened. I mean, they're still going to get a bid. They'll still be able to play for a national championship, but it's not elevating them. Boise State is not higher today than they were the day before. San Diego State is not suddenly on the same level as any of the other major state schools across the country. It's not going to help. Maybe in 10 years, but not now. I just don't see. They're too late. They're $1 late and $1 short.
Well, and the funny thing is, the Mountain West was already, this was the 5th best conference.
Yeah.
The Mountain West was, I don't think anybody thought anything different. Like, nobody looked at, even the AAC, I think most people look at as, they're right behind the Mountain West, but I think the Mountain West was looked at as the preeminent non-power conference at this point, and that's not going to be the case.
So what if the SEC pulls in $30 million a year? What does each school get?
I think it's around 30, 40.
30, 40. Last year's payout for the Mountain West was $6 million per school, to give you an idea where they were. Even if they doubled it, I mean, I guess if you're sitting at a Mountain West school and you go from $6 to $12 million on your TV deal, that's a massive windfall. Sure. But at the end of the day, it's only $12 million.
But are they paying to double? Like, are they paying $12 million for the name Pac-12? I can't imagine that. I mean, the Pac-12 was already kind of falling apart when they had USC and UCLA still, and Oregon and Washington. Now it's like, this is not even a brand, dude. This is a dead thing. But apparently somebody sees dollar signs with it, and we'll see what they can do.
But here's the one thing we do need to remember about the Pac-12 is, as all of those schools exited, they had to pay the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars. So there is some money to invest above and beyond the TV deal that's coming, because when all those schools left, they had to pay their buyouts. So there's something there. The Pac-12 has a little bit of money. They might be able to lure in, but the ripple effect, what is it? What do they call it? Trickle down effect from the money to the top all the way down to Boise State. It's still not enough for an immediate change. Maybe long run we'll care, but I doubt it.
And I'll say this, I'm talking about markets and being in these good markets. I think the Pac-12, if they are going to try and resurrect, should certainly, UNLV is a no-brainer, but when they go to expand further, if I'm in charge of putting together this Pac-12, I'm looking at UTSA, I'm looking at Rice, and I know they provide very little from from an athletic standpoint. Like, it's not going to raise the brand of your conference schools like that, North Texas, but having your footprint be in Dallas or Houston or San Antonio is a huge value when you're talking about TV rights. And don't be surprised if they are going to make a go of this thing. If you don't hear UTSA or Rice or one of these schools, North Texas,
I'll tell you what. I was afraid to bring up the possibility here, and I don't know what the contractual agreements are with UTSA and the American, but if you can separate yourself out, and it does feel like this is a bunch of schools that are very much like UTSA, certainly older footprints. I mean, They've been playing football for a bit longer, but we're talking about state schools in large cities.
Yeah.
And UTSA fits that brand. Yeah. And it's not that far west. I'm not saying advocating for them to leave, but when you do see this, you kind of start wondering, what's in it for me? And as a UTSA fan, I don't think I'd be all that upset if there was roadies to San Diego and San Jose and Boise. I think that helps our brand, and they certainly would like to be recruiting in Texas. They'd love to send their scouts down here, and I know that they do right now. So maybe those ripple effects will come all the way down to San Antonio, and we'll see something.
Yeah, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility, especially because those are the westernmost, schools in that American conference. the schools that right now fit geographically the least and would fit geographically the most with a new Pac-12. So just something to think about. And like I said, being in those markets when it comes to signing TV deals, being in Texas would be huge for the Pac-12. I remember when I was working in Austin and there was talk about Texas joining the Pac-10.
I remember.
You know, and it was a huge deal because it was like the Pac-12 would get their footprint in Texas, and the Pac-12 was like legitimately trying to become what now the Big Ten and SEC have become, is like a super conference. And they ended up not being able to get the deal done with Texas and Oklahoma. And I think the sticking points were like Oklahoma State or something like that. Like they wanted to, like Oklahoma State and Oklahoma weren't ready to break up, and it just wasn't. The Pac-12 was disinterested in some of these other brands because they didn't fit the culture of the Pac-12. If I'm not mistaken, like they said, this was before A&M was even in the SEC. And it was like, A&M's not a fit for the Pac-12.
We didn't want to go. I know that it was Texas at that time. I think Colorado was still in the Pac-12. And there was
in the Big 12.
In the Big 12. And there was a lot of draw, those two. But Big 12 did not want Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State, or Pac-12 didn't want any of those Oklahoma schools. And that was back when Texas fashioned themselves as kind of a Pac-12 school.
Oh yeah,
you know that it would have been a good fit, but it would have been the worst decision they ever made.
Yep, no doubt. All right, when we come back, we'll get into some of the football from tonight. We're live from Las Vegas. Canelo Berlanga live at T-Mobile Saturday, September 14th on pay-per-view Prime Video. We'll be back at the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we are live at Olympia Hills Golf Course. Going to check out the brand new greens that they've got going on out there.
Plus, we will talk Cowboys football with Stephen Jones. He will join us at 4:30. The Blitz live at Olympia Hills. We start at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
How'd you wake up this morning? You feeling good about yourself? Did you look in the mirror and say, that's the person that I expect to be? If that's you, keep it to yourself and move along. But if you're like the rest of us and not feeling very good about yourself, not looking good, and certainly feeling tired, it's time to meet Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. I met him when I was nearly 300 pounds and didn't think I was ever going to feel any better than I did that day. 8 years later, I'm down 80 pounds and feel younger than I have in a long time. You deserve that, but you got to take the step. Call Dr. Torres and let him explain to you why he's been so successful, why thousands of people just like you have lost the weight that they needed to lose and kept it off. That's why Dr. Torres is so successful. His website is iffhealth.com. Go there. Take the functional health test. It will open your eyes. If it's time to lose weight, if you have resolved to do it, call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. Change your life and thank me later.
Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com. That's OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
Make the Break Room on Pat Booker Road in Live Oak your football watching headquarters. The brand new Break Room has 17 TVs, brand new pool tables, dartboards, and even a putting green outside to enjoy while watching the games and hanging with friends. And the kitchen is always open during games. More than your average neighborhood bar, check out the Break Room at 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak. Follow the Break Room Live Oak on social media for the latest specials and events. The Break Room, 8084 Pat Booker Road in Live Oak.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Advertisement sponsored by Allied Injury Group, not available in all states. This important message from Allied Injury Group reminds you that if you or someone you love was injured in an accident that wasn't your your fault. You deserve financial compensation for your medical expenses, lost wages, pain, and suffering. Don't rely on insurance companies to look out for you. If you haven't spoken to an attorney, call our legal experts now. Work accident, truck accident, collision with an uninsured driver, or a slip and fall. Allied Injury Group has helped clients win hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. They're available 24/7 to take your call and fight for you. Remember, if you or someone you love suffered injuries in an accident that wasn't your fault, like being struck by a drunk driver, a collision with an 18-wheeler, were a victim of workplace negligence or more, get the financial compensation you deserve. Call Allied Injury Group for a free consultation now.
Call 800-894-6680. That's 800-894-6680. Again, 800-894-6680.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, I'm Chip with Diamond J Properties. Have you ever imagined owning a piece of Texas coastal waterfront property? Your dream can become a reality this Saturday at the grand opening of Texas's newest waterfront community off of Matagorda Bay. You can own land on a waterfront peninsula starting at $59.9. That's right, $59.9. This ag-exempt waterfront community has world-class fishing, panoramic views, a sparkling pool, private cabana, fishing pier, boat ramp, boat and RV storage, and much more. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with paved roads and underground utilities. Coastal waterfront property starting at $59.9. This one-day event this Saturday is by appointment only. Call 210-853-0389. Call now to schedule your VIP tour at 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Call 210-853-0389.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like it is an accident on 35 southbound at 1604 that's taking up that left lane. Southbound 35, 1604 over the Tupperwine. We've got some ongoing road work, so all that's getting by is a left lane, already causing a 40-minute delay slow from Evans. 35 southbound Evans to 1604, a 30-minute ride. And I-10 eastbound from 14 to 35 right now, that's in good shape. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas for the Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fights. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We are back, baby. We are back in Las Vegas, and we are back with football. Miami Dolphins, Buffalo Bills, Thursday night football. Here we go. Good news, if you're a red-blooded American and not a Dolphins fan. Raheem Mostert out for the game. Devin Achane is questionable for the game. Yeah, but none of these guys should be allowed to play.
Shouldn't they all already be hurt?
Good. They're soft. That's how wrong.
A-Chain's good ag. He ain't hurt.
Josh Allen, like his hand got run over by a steamroller, and he's going to play.
He's all they got.
He's a man. He's a tough guy. These Dolphins.
Is Tariq Hill going to be chauffeured to the game?
That would be.
Or is he going to be driving himself? I'd like the over/under on arrest and pat down and maybe a ride to the Muscal
in miles per hour.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. He is the fastest man on earth, he says. So
cheetah.
Yeah, he can't go slow. The Dolphins have taken money. Dolphins are minus 2.5 point favorites. And really it's almost like a 2.75. Like it's trending towards a 3. They opened as just 1 point favorites at home. And it surprised me that they've taken money because they did not look good in week 1 against the Jags. I think they were lucky to get out of there with that win. They just did not look like themselves. They did not look crisp, and they weren't even playing against a good offense yet. You know, and the questions about this Dolphins team, I think, are really on that defensive side. They lose Christian Watson, didn't do anything to replace a guy of that caliber. And you saw in that game specifically, the run game was non-existent. A-Chain, 10 carries, 24 yards. Mostert, 6 carries, 9 yards. They just could not move the ball. Jeff Wilson ended up kind of carrying some of the weight for him, 5 carries, 26. But they could not move the ball against Jacksonville. It was all, throw a short pass to Tyreek and hope that he can break away and run.
Isn't that their offense,
that
though?
works.
I mean, their offense is 4 dudes that are really fast, and we're going to try every one of them and get them in space, and one of them might break a 40. I mean, that feels like McDonald's offense. So, yeah, they're a little danged up. I'm more concerned about Buffalo's offense. Can they keep up? Miami's going to score points. I don't care what you say. They're going to put up 28. Does Buffalo have 28 in them?
That's the question. And last year, Buffalo swept Miami. They beat them early in the season. They beat them at Buffalo. They beat the snot out of Miami. It was like Buffalo put up almost 50 on them. And then the last game of the season, the Bills went to Miami and won. That was a 21-14 game. The Bills have had the number of these Dolphins, but it's probably warm down there in Miami. They probably got some weather working in their back. But the big home field advantage for Miami is typically when it's a hot, sunny day, and they've got the shade on their side of the stadium. That's what they had last week with that noon kick against Jacksonville. In a night game, I don't know. I think Miami's home field advantage is almost negated.
As long as you keep Buffalo players inside the hotel.
Yeah, that's the thing.
For 3 days.
Yeah, Vegas and Miami are those cities where the road team often gets the flu when they're on the road. But if you can avoid that, I think that it's not like Miami's going to have like a raucous crowd. That's not what Miami sports teams do generally. So no, I think Buffalo. It all boils down to how Josh plays, and that's what last week they were struggling, and God bless him. He was like, I'll just do it myself. And
better get used to it because he's going to be doing it himself a lot.
And you know what? He was able to do it against Arizona. We'll see if he can do it against a team like Miami, who is a good team.
I love the 2 quarterbacks going tonight because you've got the way Josh has been. We know he's a top 3 quarterback, and he's got an opportunity this year to really kind of separate himself and become one of those guys without the Diggs issues and without everything else, just be that great quarterback. But after Favre finally got past the gunslinger thing and became Brett Favre, I think this is exactly where Josh Allen is. This is his team. There's nobody bitching in the huddle. He decides what happened. He's got a coach that's going to help him. And that's it. And then you've got Tua, brand new contract. The slotting there, he's right beneath the upper echelon in the perfect situation. And he's playing that way. I've been following him all off season. I think Tua is either going to rise well above this contract or absolutely collapse underneath its weight. He will not stay the same, and he's trying to be a little bit more vocal. I think this is an opportunity tonight for him to kind of set himself apart, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's missing too many weapons. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up defensively with what Buffalo did last week. I like an injured Josh Allen. I like that guy coming in hurt.
Well, Josh is to me, Josh is listen, it's 1 week, but if you gave out the MVP after 1 week, Josh Allen would be the MVP because he accounted for 4 touchdowns last week in a win that it looked like they were just going to roll over and die against Arizona. I think that game was 17-0. And to come back and win that game basically all on Josh Allen. He's a handful for Miami. And again, last year they just dog walked Miami early in the season. And that was again with Christian Watson. That I think Miami stopping the run is going to be an issue as the season goes on. And what the Bills have done since Joe Brady took over the offense is establish the run. And it's something that the Bills hadn't had, in the past couple years. And their offense has been extremely efficient since they've done that. We'll see if it keeps up tonight.
Of all the quarterback whispers and offensive coordinators that are floating around, Joe Brady is probably the easiest guy to work with. Everywhere he has been, give him 2 years, those quarterbacks become different dudes. I mean, I know that Brady, and we can talk about his LSU years.
Yeah.
The way that Brady handles his quarterbacks is very unique. I just like the way these guys, he allows them so much autonomy. I mean, his quarterbacks do a lot more than most others, I think, as far as control of the offense, everything that comes in. I like the way that he's growing into it. But I think the way that Josh is going to be a superstar this year is the fewer mistakes, and that's where he's going to separate himself because he doesn't have to force feed anybody.
All right. On the other side, we'll talk about what I love about Joe Brady. I think he's figured something out that a lot of coaches in the NFL will not figure out. We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle, live from Las Vegas on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
It's football season, and the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Connecticut quality water softeners, they are studs of water softeners, that's for sure. Got one in my house, and I tell you what, it is really a game changer. There's no question about it. I didn't think there would be a difference, but there is. Connecticut is absolutely the best. Look, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you know as well as I do, you live in San Antonio and South Texas, well, water softener is a must because the water is hard. It can do a lot of damage. And why not have the best? Give them a call at 656-PURE, 656-7873, because when you do that, they're going to put a Connecticut quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. You heard me right. 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. If you don't like it after 90 days, they'll come take it out. You don't owe them a dime. Call Connecticut. You won't regret it. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob, live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, ahead of the Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. AJ and Rob, the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Look at us, Rob.
Look at us.
You hear this audio?
Professional radio quality.
How's this sound, Vic? How do we sound, Bubba?
You sound clear, nice and clear.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How, are we up on the cameras?
Oh, no, not yet. Hold on.
Oh, come on, Vic. Come on, man. You got what? You only got one job there, right?
Yeah, just one. I only have two arms.
Yeah, get it together. Sounding better. That's a good sign.
Thanks, Vince. We're back.
You know, some people in the brigade bar were like, "Well, you forget that Josh Allen doesn't have Stephon Diggs anymore."
That's the good thing. That's
I really
a good
think
thing
it is a
for
good
everybody.
thing.
It's good for Texans. It's good for C.J. Stroud. It's good for Josh Allen. It's good for the Bills. It's time for Diggs to go, man. There ain't nothing wrong with saying goodbye.
I think you have to give Joe Brady some credit, because do you remember when Joe Brady was in Carolina with Matt Rule, and the whole reason why Matt Rule basically sent Joe Brady packing is Joe Brady was unwilling to run the football. Matt Rule was frustrated that that he couldn't run the football.
Who was his quarterback? Who were they running with? Was that Darnold?
That was Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah. They had Sam Darnold there. Before that, who was it? I don't even know.
Jake Delhomme?
No, what was that?
That's the last quarterback I could name for Carolina.
But he just was unwilling or incapable of getting a run game going, and they moved on from him. And now this is a different world. Like he's the reason why they've had success with him is they've run the football well. And that's made a huge difference for this Bills offense, particularly since
since they've gone away from Stephon Diggs. And, Stephon Diggs, I'm not trying to take away from what kind of player that dude was. He is a very good wide receiver, was a very good wide receiver, might still be at least a pretty solid wide receiver.
Yeah.
But he was such a squeaky wheel that it wasn't helping Josh. It was not helping him be better. It was, if anything, it was just making it worse.
And I think it was you were getting factions. You were getting cliques inside the building. And Diggs is a magnetic dude, and he's highly talented. I mean, he does need the ball. I get what he was always complaining about, but he was in a situation after a couple years that, they spent so much money for him. It didn't work. There were pressures on him. New coaches in. Josh Allen is growing into it. It was one of those things that it just wasn't going to last unless they had more success. If they'd won a couple of games, if they'd beaten Kansas City, Diggs would still be up there. But it was time for a separation. And I think because Diggs was so demanding, that it did stunt a little bit of Josh Allen because he felt obligated. I mean, I got to deliver the Diggs or I'm going to hear about it at halftime and I hear about it in the locker room.
Yeah, and the other guy so I was thinking back, is Joe Brady was Teddy Bridgewater.
There it is,
Teddy Bridgewater year
right.
1, Sam Darnold.
That's it.
And it was Sam Darnold and Cam Newton splitting year 2. So it's not like he had a whole lot to cook with, but no, I think when you've got a guy like Josh Allen, it opens up a lot of options for you. And I give credit to Joe Brady for adjusting what he was as a coach and, figuring out that, hey, even when you've got one of the better quarterbacks in the league, everybody knows that you've got one of the better quarterbacks in the league. You've got to establish the run if he's going to have some success. And, kudos to that. And that, that's not happening here. It's not happening in Dallas. They seem to say we've got no interest in establishing the run.
None. And it's a passing league. We saw the bubble burst for running backs a couple years, at least we thought it was. But then those the savvy general managers went in and cleaned up pretty early. It's still a running game. You still got to run the ball. Even Kansas City had to make sure Pacheco was ready to go. They have to have a functional back to go get 4 yards when you have to have it. That's still part of the game, but I'd much rather have a quarterback that can sling it 40 times for 350 than a running back that'll run for 125.
No doubt at all. That is not the only game tonight. At least, that's the only game in the NFL. But those Texas State Fighting Bobcats back in action tonight. And this is going to sound silly. I don't know that I can remember a bigger game in their program's history. Because
no, not like this.
Especially, and again, if they were 0-2 right now, it wouldn't be a big game. But to have a Big 12 team coming into your building when you're 2-0, you just blew out UTSA, who was, mind you, one of the favorites to be the G5 rep in the playoffs. You've got a chance to really change your fortunes here and become a front runner. When you go through the schedule, it's like there's a lot of very winnable games on this schedule, and you get through this one. I don't know that they'll be a dog the rest of the season if they win this game.
Well, they put up enough points. I mean, they're going to scare everybody. And who scheduled? I guess it looked good 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I guess it looked good when they were 2-8, and what's his name from App State was still coaching.
Yeah, you're just thinking, wow, we're getting a Pac-12 team in here to our building. This is going to be great. We'll have a good crowd. Oh, I bet that crowd is hopping.
Oh, you know it.
UTSA fan has to be, or not UTSA, Texas State fan has to be jazzed right now about what they've got going with their program, especially, like I said, coming off a 49-10 shellacking of the Roadrunners. But yeah, man, the schedule, it's wide open here. You've got a Troy, which should have been, or historically has been, one of the tougher teams in this conference in the Sun Belt. They're 0-2 to start the season. ODU 0-2 to start the season. UL Monroe, they're 2-0, but we don't think UL Monroe's any good. South Alabama, they're 0-2. So all your road games are teams that are struggling to win right now. And at the end of the season, they're probably going to have to play a Coastal Carolina or a James Madison or an App State in a Sun Belt championship game. But if they're 12-0 and they lose the Sun Belt title game, they still might get that bid, depending on how everything shakes out.
What are the other contestants for this group of 5? It's
Boise seems
to be the one. Cincinnati can no longer be considered that because they're Big 12.
No.
I'm trying to figure out who are the most likely. Memphis, I think, is supposed to be penciled in there. UTSA was mentioned early on. I'll say it again, if Texas State manages to find a way into the playoff, which seems a lot more likely than A&M, this worked. This is all what we wanted. This is absolutely what we're chasing if Texas State finds a way in. And it looks like with a good win here tonight, they're going to be the odds-on favorite to stay healthy and get their way in there. But we're verging on hell freezing over.
Now, according to the AP poll, which, again, that's not the decider, but it's just a good way to measure it, I think, right now. Northern Illinois is their number 25. Boise is getting votes. Memphis getting votes. Liberty, they're going to be in it because they've got their schedule is so weak, and man, they should have lost. They on the ropes could have beat Liberty.
Is that Hugh Freeze over?
UNLV is someone to look at, and that's about it. Tulane, James Madison, maybe those are some teams to look at too. But it's a short list. But I think Texas State does show up in the coaches poll, getting 8 votes in the coaches poll, which is probably a good sign. But I think they opened a lot of eyes with that win. And if they're able to beat Arizona State tonight, there's going to be a hell of a lot of eyes opened up because that's it. Now you're talking about beating Arizona State. I don't think anybody looks at as some sort of power program at all, and nor should they. It's actually not a very good team, but they are sitting 2-0. Arizona State beat Wyoming. They beat the hell out of Wyoming, and they beat Mississippi State last week. And Mississippi State, let's face it, they're in a bad spot in their program right now, but they beat an SEC team. So if you take that momentum that they've got and Texas State's able to get that job done, dude, that's a huge, huge feather in the cap for them. And it's a pick'em game. This is it is literally a coin flip game up there at Bobcat Stadium. I'm stoked for this game.
Last year when they beat Baylor, G.J. Kinney stepped in and they took Baylor down. Baylor's been the stepping stone for UTSA too. Baylor catapults those wannabe teams. You felt like something was happening. ESPN game on a Thursday night with a Pac-12 or Big 12 school. Probably Pac-12 where they scheduled it.
Yeah, it was
coming in. I can't get over how quickly G.J. Kinney has just switched the momentum there. I mean, we watched what was his name? Is that App State for the coach previous? It just seemed like this was a dead end. You landed at Texas State because you had no other option.
Spavital.
Well, it was before Spavital.
Chris Woods.
Crothers, his name.
Everett Withers.
Everett Withers.
Everett Withers.
I remember talking with Withers when he first showed up, and he had these great plans, and he saw Texas State as an App State kind of place that they could grow and become this little cult like App State is. And for the longest time, Texas Southwest, when they were this little football cult, national champions in the early 80s. Nobody knew about them but us, and the good guys that couldn't go to Texas or A&M went to Texas State and won titles.
So my daddy went.
I'm telling you. That's what Texas State always was, and they got lost in that. And you feel like Kenny's bringing it back where now if you're a local talent between here and Dallas, you've got 2 legitimate choices outside of the premier D1 places where you can go get coached up and actually become a pro football player where you didn't have that before. This is a great night for Texas State fan. I'll pull out your shirts, man. I want to see some Southwest shirts walking around today. Good night to be a Bobcat.
Yeah, and this is a guy who's worked under Gus Malzahn, who I think that's kind of like he's from. I would say that's his coaching tree starts with Gus Malzahn, but worked under Chad Morris at SMU, worked under Sonny Dykes.
That's offense, man.
He's under Todd Graham at Hawaii. He's worked with some real offensive minds, and has kind of figured it out. And what he did at Incarnate Word, I know in the Brigade Bar, people love bringing up that what Texas State right now, a lot of what they are is a bunch of dudes from Incarnate Word, and that's true. They at the year that they went to the FCS playoffs, I guess they made the semifinals or whatever it was, had a hell of a run, and they were scoring 50-something points a game, 600 yards of offense a game. It's like cartoon numbers.
It made Cam Ward a millionaire.
And, it's to take that up the level. And who else did that? It was Houston Baptist, which is now Houston Christian, when all their staff went to Western Kentucky, including Bailey Zappi. And remember when Bailey
Is that how Zappi
yes.
got there? I could never figure out why a Victoria kid was playing for Western Kentucky.
Yes.
Now I get it.
Yeah. So when that offense all transferred to Western Kentucky, it was like, whoa, this is wild what they're doing here. Some of these schools, some of these small schools, when they go up a level, sometimes it translates, and it translates in a way that the big boy football teams aren't used to seeing. And there's an adjustment period. And G.J. Kinney, I don't know if what they're doing right now is sustainable for the long haul, but right now it's throwing a wrench at some people that they haven't seen yet.
Like UTSA. I'll tell you what, they win tonight, 12-0 is imminent. If they can beat Arizona State, there's no loss in their future unless injuries play a role.
Yeah, and I'm telling you now, Jordan McLeod, they've got a special quarterback.
Now they're group of 5, but that's Heisman. He can't be, there's that FCS Heisman that they give away, but he can't win the FCS version of the Heisman. Okay.
No. The Heisman's out the window, but that's not their goal.
No, but the numbers he's putting up would put him in contention with a lot of other players, and he's just not going to get it. But you're right. Coming from James Madison, he has found the right quarterback coach in G.J. Kinney, and he's putting up ridiculous numbers.
And, that's the other thing. Is it sustainable? I don't know. I don't know how many Jordan McLeods are going to transfer, and go from being the conference player of the year and transfer into Texas State. I don't know what the bag looks like in San Marcos. I can't imagine that it's
there's a few,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they got one, and that's the kind of guy you're looking for. You're not going to find the 6'5" guys that are going to be in the NFL. You got to find a 6 foot dude who's like, hey, I can run this show. I can put up some crazy numbers.
Can both UTSA and Texas State grow together?
Sure.
Do you think it's possible? Because I get the sense if Texas State vaults right now, if you're being recruited, and if you're an offensive guy, you got to make your own decisions. But it's a UTSA no-brainer right now. I think money and playing in the Dome and your opportunity to play Texas and go Army. But Texas State, with what they're scheduling, and if you have a decision to make, you want to stay home, let mama see you.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they can both grow and be competitive in different conferences. I don't know. I think you're only going to get one. Well, I don't know if they can both split the talent.
And I worry for Jeff Traylor, because this time a year ago, he was the hottest name in coaching circles. If this season gets off the rails a little bit, all that goes away. And UTSA fans probably happy about that. But then UTSA fan also realizes, well, now we're 6-6. This is no fun either. But at least our coach is staying. Like, is that the?
Well, his buyout's
it's
half.
a weird spot.
His buyout is half now, and what kept him from leaving, especially to Houston, was the buyout. They just didn't want to pay it. I think you get 1 year, but if he doesn't continue, he'll be interviewed for every open job this year if he wants to, because he's still a hot coach. But if this guy goes, if he goes, you're going to look at a lot of things above and beyond winning for him. But if he recruits well, doesn't lose anybody, wins the games that are appropriate, I can't imagine that Jeff Traylor is long for UTSA. There's some things I've been hearing in the background. I don't want to get into some other stuff that's floating around, that it just doesn't seem like The situation he finds himself in UTSA is he's trying to compete to step up. Texas State is just trying to compete with UTSA. UTSA is trying to compete with Texas and Houston.
Or at least they're trying to compete with Texas Tech and Baylor.
Yes, they're trying to compete with big money schools that are bringing in $25, $30 million a year in TV contracts, and he's trying to recruit against those guys with facilities and all of the stuff that he doesn't have. Texas State's just got to match UTSA. That's all they got to do. They just got to stay close facility-wise, and there's some things they got better than UTSA, like their own on-campus stadium. I know that Coach Traylor he feels handcuffed. He feels handcuffed because the guys he's competing with across the guys he's recruiting against have more money, have better facilities, have more opportunity. Now, he's getting paid more than those guys, but everything else is not even with Coach Traylor.
I still think unless the wheels totally fall off at UTSA, I think that at the end of this season, Baylor moves on from Dave Aranda, and that's the call that they make.
Either that or Arkansas. If Pittman continues to flail, and Petrino's in the building, which kind of worries you about that possibility. But Coach Traylor coached at Arkansas. He knows what the lay of the land is there. And I think Baylor is an up-and-comer for his chase. I think he might even be more appropriate to Baylor.
I think so too. Mm-hmm. And you give him and Baylor's got some money behind him. Not that Arkansas doesn't. Arkansas's got plenty of money,
but that's a big
that is
thing
a big
to
job.
Try to fix.
And you know what? The Big 12. You can make some waves in the Big 12. It's wide open. Your ceiling at Arkansas is the truth is the ceiling at Arkansas.
They want title. They believe their title worthy. They're Aggies.
Not their ceiling.
I know,
they
but
are
they're
like
Aggies, and you show up there and they're talking national title, and you want to go, why don't you just win the West? Why don't you win 8 games before we start talking title?
It's tough to convince. It's tough to convince an Aggie fan. You aren't competing for an SEC title. You're competing to be relevant in the SEC. That's where Arkansas is. Like, you're a long way. And when I say a long way, I mean, like, it might be 10 years before you're better than the Georgias and Alabamas of the world, if ever.
But I will say the times now are compressed because of the NIL.
Sure.
It no longer takes 3 recruiting classes to build a program. It takes 1.
Yes.
So I will say that you do land with more opportunity to get good fast, but with that comes the quick hook. You got the money, you got a short-term deal, doesn't work, you get fired.
But at Baylor, you get one good recruiting class.
Yeah.
The Big 12 is eminently takeable. And you start now, if you take a Baylor to the conference football champion or to the playoffs, now all of a sudden, now you can, and I talk about this a lot, Rob, as a head coach, you don't want to skip steps. And going from UTSA to Florida would be a mistake. It would be too big of a step. Going from UTSA to Baylor to eventually a place like Florida or someplace like that, that's the appropriate way to do it. And I think that Baylor would be a good fit for Coach Traylor.
A&M
long term.
He was a finalist for the A&M job. They could have easily paid the buyout, obviously, and that was the issue behind that. He's going to be a great coach. Everybody knows it. But it wasn't. It would have ruined him to show up there. Just too much going on. I read a great article from the Fort Worth Star-Telegram over the week talking about Elko. So much is going on behind the scenes at A&M that we're not talking about, because Jimbo over his 6 years became more and more paranoid over the time because he wasn't successful in the way. So he everything that he could control, he started to bring in under his own control, everything, so that if you had any questions about the program, there was really nothing loose. It was all tightly controlled with a paranoid coach who knew that things aren't going well. And Elko walks into the building and everything has been coalesced into one little thing as far as control of recruiting and money, and everything was in one office, and he's trying to defray that. There's so much going on behind the scenes at A&M that we don't even know about. I mean, money and clicks and all everything that goes into running $1 billion, and that's what it is, athletic program, as far as the football thing. And Coach Traylor there's, like you were saying, you can't skip a step, though. On the field, he's ready. If it just had to do with recruiting and coaching, I could coach anywhere. And most of these guys that are up there could.
Well, you say recruiting. I don't know. You know, we'll see. We'll see how well he recruits when he's got the assets.
See,
to
the
recruit.
thing
'Cause
is,
right now he doesn't have the assets to recruit.
But at A&M, he would. You suddenly become a really good recruiter when you got a thick checkbook.
Well, Baylor too.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely.
It's levels, and right now, for whatever reason, UTSA, the boosters, the donors, whoever it is, they're not willing to go into their pockets for this organization that seems to have really.
Well, we don't know how to do it yet. See, that's the other thing.
What it is.
UTSA just doesn't understand that you got to get your biggest donors. The big ones have to be contributing regularly. They have to have monthly $100,000 into the account. That's not where UTSA is. You go to A&M, that 12th man, they're taking money out of my check and hundreds of thousands of other people every week. I'm funding this
You
thing.
either need that or you need a mega guy like a T. Boone Pickens or a Fertitta.
Mm-hmm.
You know, look, Houston's got a new football stadium because of one guy.
That's the dude that builds the stadium. I'm talking about week-to-week payroll you've got to meet. Now, and I think alumni for UTSA understand, hey, we'd love to see a new basketball arena. We want to contribute to that. But what they don't understand is we got a payroll to meet.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to kick in for that. And I think UTSA alumni is having to learn how to do that.
All right, more football on the other side, as well as we'll talk about some of these fights coming up this weekend. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, live from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Live from Las Vegas. You know, I stepped into my shower this morning, and I'll tell you what, you know, I can smell the money all around me, but the water, it just wasn't quite what I'm used to. See, you leave San Antonio, you leave your Connecticut water softener. Now, most of us don't think about our water softener until you're standing underneath a shower that isn't properly treated. I'll tell you what, I felt like I couldn't get the shampoo off my head this morning. I don't want to have to worry about all that powder that shows up on my skin and on my glasses that the old water softener used to have. That's why San Antonio and South Texas, if you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you don't have the very best. And how often do you have access to the very best with no money out of your pocket? Right now, if you'll call 656-PURE, Connecticut will come out to your home, put a water softener, the best they've got, into your home for 90 days. No questions asked. They're going to prove it to you. Just like your neighbors know, you'll find out that the Connecticut water softener, dollar for dollar, is the best you're going to find. Once you buy it, it's the last water softener you're ever going to own. They say it. I absolutely believe it. Wait till you get a look at the warranty. I've looked at the warranty. I've never used it. My Connecticut has never let me down. You know, that thing doesn't even plug in. It works on kinetic energy. It's science. I don't understand. All I can tell you is it saved me salt. It saves me money, and you need to get one. Call 656-PURE today. Go to ConnecticutSA.com for all the details. Sing it while you type it. Get yourself a Connecticut in your home, and I know you're going to be stopping by and thanking me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Let me ask you a question. Is your roof ready for anything? Well, Stevens Roofing, a locally owned company, has been serving our community for decades. Whether it's a commercial project or residential or repairing your old roof or maybe installing a new one, they've got you covered. And now Stevens offers solar. Stevens Solar Solutions can save you money and energy. Stevens Roofing, quality craftsmanship, solar solutions, and local expertise under one roof. Call 210-785-0994 or go to stevensroofing.net.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downy are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
Don't miss incredible deals at Macy's One Day Sale Friday. Save on what you need to get ready for cooler weather. With limited time specials so good they won't last. Like fall cardigans, 40% off. Shoes for her, 30 to 50% off. And reversible comforters, 60 to 70% off. Plus, Macy's Star Rewards members earn rewards on every purchase except gift cards, services, and fees. Savings off already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I need a printer for the office.
Staples has the best brands, like HP.
Well, I have some demands.
Oh.
Burton Sales demands it be fast.
HP's Office Jet Pro is super fast.
Megan Marketing demands colored prints.
Check.
And Crit the Controller demands I don't overpay.
With Staples hot deals, you get up to 40% off select HP printers.
Oh, great. My job can be...
demanding?
I was going to say a lot of fun.
Right now at Staples, save up to 40% on select HP printers, America's most trusted printer brand. Ends 9/28.
San Antonio, are you ready to laugh? Comedy's boldest voice, Andrew Schultz, is coming to the Majestic Theater tonight. Known for his no-holds-barred comedy and sharp wit, Andrew Schultz is taking the stage for one night only. If you love raw, unfiltered humor that keeps you laughing all night, this is the show for you. But hurry, the show is tonight. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Andrew Schultz, live at the Majestic tonight. Get ready to laugh like never before.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Well, traffic is heavy along 35 on the northeast side of town. We've got road work, 35 southbound 1604 to Tupperwine. That's got only the left lane getting by. 55, 60-minute delay. Yeah, an hour. Heavy from Macon 3009. And then a wreck at 35 southbound as you approach 1604. That is taking up a left lane. Highway 90 eastbound 211 to Hunt Lane right now should take you about a 20-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Riding the work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville. Broadcasting from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Ahead of Saturday's Alvarez Belenga fights. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
All right, out here in the MGM Grand. We're in the Grand Ballroom here at the MGM Grand for the Canelo Berlanga fights on Saturday, live at T-Mobile, right across the street. You can see it if you're not in Vegas, if you're not fortunate enough to be in Vegas, you can, watch it on pay-per-view, Prime Video pay-per-view. We were talking about the Arizona State, Texas State. I think Texas State gets the job done here tonight. I think I'll say this. Arizona State was not supposed to be as good as they've been so far. Arizona State's win total was 4.5. They're 2-0. You've got my attention, friends. Good job. But they are still the reason why they've had some success is they are running the ball really well. And they've run the ball the 5th most in the entire country, 5th most rushes per game, 52 carries per game on the ground. The question is, when you get into a shootout, which Texas State is going to try to make this a shootout, how long can you keep up that sort of offense? I don't think you can. I don't think you can do that for a full game and just grind on teams when they're scoring in 45 seconds. And that's what UTSA ran into that problem too.
It's such a step up in weight class. It is. No matter how talented or untalented ASU is, they're still drawing in Power 5 level players. This is going to be a monumental effort for Texas State. It will be. They're going to go against a team that man for man is probably bigger, faster, and certainly with other things. That doesn't mean much, but what Arizona State did when they rolled in and beat Mississippi State, that made a statement as big a deal as it would be for Texas State to win. If ASU loses to Texas State, Dillingham and that whole staff, everything would have been for naught, because this is a lesser little brother, big brother kind of game. And it's so rare to see a team step up and get it. And this week, after what happened to Notre Dame, if you are thinking that the lesser school, whether you're home or on the road, isn't ready for you, I don't care what school you're talking about, and you're not prepared for that, other issues are there. This is the worst possible scenario for a lot of these little schools because everybody's worried today. Texas State, though, has the opportunity to play them at home on a team that's been bouncing around on the road that is better than they thought they were. And they could collapse. I haven't seen ASU play. I have no idea what they're capable of. But I know beating Mississippi State, as down as they are, is still an SEC school. And Mississippi State had that game circled as one of the wins they were going to get this year. And they didn't get it, which tells me ASU's got a team far better than even they thought they were going to be.
Now, their new quarterback is Sam Leavitt.
I know that name.
He was at Michigan State last season. A backup at Michigan State, didn't do a lot of playing there, but he's a big a Power 5 recruit. But here's the deal: last week against Mississippi State, he did not look good. Again, he looked good against Wyoming. He was 10 of 20 for 65 yards in that win against Mississippi State. That ain't gonna work. And the one thing, the big question about Texas State, and the reason why Texas State they weren't really good last year was they weren't good on defense. And I think we saw last week, they returned nine guys on defense, 9 starters. And in my mind, I'm like, well, anytime I see a team that wasn't good return 9 starters, I'm generally kind of bearish on that. Mm-hmm. I'm not one who's like, oh, you're returning production. Not if they're no good. But in this case, it looks like maybe returning those 9 guys was a win.
Dude, they run the ball like crazy. I'm looking at their numbers. You have to stop them on the ground.
Arizona State?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They pound you.
That's all they're able to do, it seems. And, again,
293 yards a game.
How long can you do that for when the best unit in this game is Texas State's offense? I believe that. So if Texas State can go up and down and score some points – you put Arizona behind the 8 ball and make this guy beat you with the pass. You take away that run game, you got a real chance to win here. I'm picking the upset tonight. I'm picking Texas State to get the job done.
I look at their offense. They are not winning. They're winning. I'm talking about Arizona State. They're winning the game on the ground. They're running. They're only passing when they have to. Average yards per play, even on the ground, is 6.5 yards a play. They are moving the ball. but only 4 touchdowns to show for it.
Cam Scatabo, 33 carries, 262 yards against Mississippi State.
This is a game Texas State can load up that box. This is going to be a lot of fun tonight. It's going to be difficult to we're going to have to find us a nice sports book as we're lots of good games on this night. You're going to need the quad screen.
Well, because I've got the Bills too. Well, you only need the dual screen because there's only 2 football games.
Aren't just basketball going on? Come on.
Oh, come on, Rob.
They've got ladies basketball.
The Aces, they put it right up on Caitlin last night. They spanked that Caitlin Clark ass appropriately. They said, you know what? AJ's coming out to Vegas. We better put on a show for him. Asia said, I'm just going to set the single season scoring record for lady basketball. No big deal.
You know, here's we'll talk about it when we do our daily lines. Poor Asia Wilson.
She's having like the season of her life, and she's like,
she's destroying the league, and all we can talk about is these 2 women who don't get along because they're white and black, and we got Asia just destroying this league.
Yeah, best player in the league, and people are like, who? Oh, she's not as good as Caitlin, is she? She can't be as good as Caitlin. Asia Wilson, that's where it's at. Kelsey Plum, sweet thing,
baller.
All right. Let's hit one when we come back. We've got even more football to discuss. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Last week after the show, a gentleman contacted Gigi and wants her to do some voiceover work at a barbecue restaurant at 2 o'clock on Sunday. I said, Gigi, you're not going to go meet a stranger at 2 o'clock at a barbecue place.
I think it's fine.
No, it's not.
He is going to feed her, and she is going to show up. I know her.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
With NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, you can watch the most live NFL games all in one place, which means you can watch the Rams and the Colts and the Vikings and the Bengals and the Buccaneers and the Chargers, or whoever you're rooting for, all in your living room. But not literally, of course. That would be dangerous. Watch every game every Sunday with NFL Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV. Sign up at youtube.com/NFLST. Local and national games on YouTube TV. NFL Sunday Ticket for out-of-market games excludes digital-only games.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month. A savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-445-6363. That's 1-800-445-6363.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Wake up. Breakfast. And Nature Made vitamins. Whatever your morning sounds like, Nature Made fits right in. Whether you're looking for vitamin C or a multivitamin to get key nutrients, we've got you covered. Now that's a good morning. We take care of you so you can take on your day. Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand. Based on a survey of pharmacists who recommend branded vitamins and supplements.
Paramount Plus is home to stream the NFL on CBS every Sunday, all season long. Catch the Bengals and the Chiefs this Sunday and stream your live local NFL on CBS game all the way through the AFC Championship. Sign up and sign in to Paramount Plus today.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
And Brew Day is back at Twin Peaks. Every Wednesday in September, they're celebrating one of their most beloved things, beer. Get to Twin Peaks and score 22-ounce Twin Peaks brews on draft for just $3.99 all day. Cheers.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Well, traffic is heavy along 35 on the northeast side of town. We've got road work, 35 southbound 1604 to Tupperwine. It's got only the left lane getting by. 55, 60-minute delay. Yeah, an hour. Heavy from exit 3009. And then a wreck at 35 southbound as you approach 1604. That is taking up a left lane. Highway 90 eastbound 211 to Hunt Lane right now should take you about a 20-minute commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Live from Las Vegas for the Alvarez Berlanga fights, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Did you happen to see the Shannon Sharpe video?
I don't watch porn.
It wasn't porn. It was only porn sounds.
Oh, I don't listen to porn.
Oh.
No, I hadn't heard this. Yeah, no, I hadn't paid attention to this. We've needed a good sex tape. It's been a minute.
It's so funny. Like, he makes these crazy growling noises. I don't want to. Dude,
I don't want to know any of this. You want to ruin your breakfast. Ladies and gentlemen, Shannon Sharpe.
That's my Michelle.
He was hacked, man.
He was hacked. Guys, that wasn't him. It was a guy that sounded like him having sex on Instagram. Big deal.
Move along.
Big deal.
A middle-aged dude trying to get his rocks off on Twitter. That's all.
Yeah, girl. Maybe we should pull some of that audio, Vic. Maybe we'll play that for the audience. That'll get everybody riled up for a Thursday.
That'll wake you up in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you play it. I'm gonna make you play it out loud.
Lifting something heavy. What was he moving a bed or a
I wish I could have seen his face. See the face you make when you make that noise. It has to be funny.
So, Mr. Sharpe is your employee.
And you're Walt Disney. You're Mickey Mouse.
Mr. Mouse. And he shows
Shannon,
up.
I'm gonna need you to come down to the big office.
Day, it appears that ESPN has fired Shannon Sharpe.
Has that happened for sure?
Well, I'm seeing it floating around. I have nothing confirmed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I cannot imagine that he survives this. I cannot imagine.
Remember, they fired Paul Pierce for less.
I cannot imagine that he survives this. I mean, it's sad because his media career. He jumped in on that Skip Bayless train just to kind of get himself known. And now it was starting to catapult. He got that. What was the interview he snagged? The non-athletic one, the comedian that just went bananas. The comedian from Atlanta.
I know. I'm trying.
Whatever. That
Cat Williams?
Yeah, the Cat Williams interview took Shannon inside our business to the next level.
Yeah.
It took him to a place that he didn't think he was going to
Dude, he's a big star in this business.
And it launched him, and it put him in a situation where he was now. And this of all things, is going to get you fired into podcast land.
Well, he has said now that he came clean. It was not hacked.
Oh, he wasn't. Damn it.
He was not hacked. He admitted. He said he was hacked, and then he said, all right, here's what happened. He was on Nightcap with Ocho Cinco, and he said, obviously I'm embarrassed. Someone that is extremely, extremely private, and to have one of your most intimate details, the audio, heard for the entire world to hear, I'm embarrassed for a number of reasons.
Those are noises a grown man shouldn't make.
Oh, man.
How did he explain how it happened?
He said, I'm very disappointed in myself, not the act. I think he said.
Now, I was spectacular. I myself.
Did you hear me growling?
I gave myself a 9.5 because I didn't land the dismount. But everything else.
Oh, man.
I even pointed my toes.
He says, I think there are millions and billions of people of consenting age that engage in activities, but to have your most intimate details on the audio to be heard, I'm disappointed in myself. I let a lot of people down. I don't know who you let down, Shannon. He said he didn't know how to use Instagram Live and could not understand why people he had not FaceTime were trying to reach him via FaceTime. He said a member of his marketing team was finally able to get in touch with him, and he finally ended the video. And, he's only got 3.2 million followers on Instagram. So
can you imagine?
Now, if he is to be fired, good news. An adult entertainment company has offered him $100,000 if he's looking to make a career change.
OF, man. He could just start his own channel. He's well on his way.
Ooh, can you bend your toe? He asked her during the sex. He's like, can you bend your toe down? And she's like, yeah.
We didn't hear it. On my back. My
Yeah,
back. Oh, you're on my hair. You're on my hair.
Let me move my toe. Ooh. And as soon as she moved her toe, he started like growling.
Dude, too much.
I want to know.
I want to know any of
I want to know how every professional athlete sounds when they're having sex.
I don't. I really don't.
That's how real men do it, Rob.
Zero desire.
If you don't growl like a bear when you're climaxing, you're not a real man. Run. Like the cowardly lion.
What the hell's going on in there?
Can you move your toe? Yeah, that's my Michelle.
And that was her. That wasn't even him.
Michelle Beadle came out and said that was not me. That's some other Michelle, not me.
So, so do we know what Michelle looks like?
I don't know. You can't see her.
There's got to be a crack
you
reporter
can't see her.
working right now.
That's his Michelle. That's my Michelle.
My Michelle.
That's right. That's a good girl. Oh, you want that girl? Oh, yeah. Oh, what a time to be alive.
I just threw my phone on the bed and engaged in activity. I don't care what's open.
I don't know how IG Live works.
FaceTiming my kid and thought I'd get down, you know.
Let me have my time. Why are you guys listening in?
This damn technology works.
You're the perverts for listening. I was just doing my business. Doing my growl.
It was Sharpe's marketing partner, Jamie Fritz, who was finally able to get through an alert to him of the situation.
Let me tell you something, Skip.
And somebody else had to end the video. He still didn't know how to.
Let me tell you something, Skip. A real man growls when he finishes. What you know about that, Skip?
You know, I worked with Shannon. When I was at EA, I worked with Shannon for about a month. We put together this whole thing together. He had just recently retired.
Did he tell you about his
his
tendencies?
Well, he would just, back then we didn't have live stuff like this. This was about
Right.
08. We didn't have the ability to do that. So he would just come in and describe it, give us play-by-play. Move your toe.
Can you bend that toe?
Can you bend that toe?
That's my Michelle.
And let me tell you something, Chad Ochocinco. Let me tell you something.
I'm gonna tell you something,
Chad
Oach.
Ochocinco.
I'm gonna tell you something, Oach.
I was world class.
Let me tell you something, Oach. When you hit it right, they be growling right back.
It's simple butt dial. That's all.
Yeah, big deal. I was hacked.
Oh,
No, he wasn't.
Oh, Michelle. That's so good.
You read the comments.
It's like, bro.
Who's Michelle?
You got to stop this, bro. I love the people comment. I mean, do you think he went back and read all the comments?
I hope he did.
He has to. He has to.
Or maybe Michelle did.
Oh, Michelle's got to feel good about herself. She's famous.
She's more than famous. She's getting famous.
She's made it. Michelle has.
Would you fire him if you were?
What'd he do wrong?
Live streamed his sex.
I think it's a mistake. You know.
But see, here's the problem.
First of all, how are you going to prove it was sex?
You tell me.
It was a massage.
His channel and his is right next to Mickey and Minnie. I mean, these guys are. I don't know how. Now, if he'd have been someplace else,
let me tell you something, Mick.
If he'd have Barstool, he'd be celebrated.
Oh yeah.
Disney, I'm not sure you're employed.
Listen, man. If there was video, I think he'd be in trouble. This was clearly. I say clearly. Who knows? Like we're in 2024. Maybe he did this on purpose. Maybe he thought this clout would be good for him. I feel like Shannon's doing fine in his career right now. He doesn't need this.
Kardashian tape. I didn't need to
but I would say that 95% it was accident. I don't know that you should get fired for making a mistake.
Well, was this a mistake? Because doesn't he endorse some kind of male enhancement stuff? Doesn't he do something like that?
Yeah, we get the blue chew.
Does it chew it and do it? Did he?
I don't know. I don't know.
Give us an example.
Ooh, you like that Blue Chew girl? Ooh. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know anything.
Tell you, that's Cialis. Anytime, anywhere, baby.
Let me tell you something, Mickey.
You ever had Cialis?
Yeah, that's Cialis.
Cialis is good stuff.
I'm going to tell you, Mickey.
Excuse me, I got a hair.
You need to use this on Minnie next time you see Minnie. I can't imagine he did this on purpose. And if you don't think he did it on purpose, I don't think you fire him for it. You know, he's right. People have sex. Now, if we find out this Michelle is 14, yeah, he's fired.
Oh, yeah.
But from all understanding, this is a consenting adult. I don't know that he did anything wrong. He just had some sex and he left his phone on. It happens. You never butt dial anyone, Rob?
I often butt dial.
Have you ever done anything embarrassing when you butt dialed someone?
Normally, it's like rustling and farts. Normally,
it's never hey, can you move your toe, honey? Ooh, you like that, girl?
Hey, honey, while you're down there, check for stuff. Honey, while you're in there, let's see. I'm thoroughly disappointed because I hold you. This is his friend, his boss. Well, this is Ocho Cinco saying, I hold you to a higher standard. Ocho Cinco holds you to a higher standard.
Ocho, you're holding me to a standard?
A little unprofessional. Bro. I'm thoroughly disappointed because I hold you to a higher standard, the type of standard you just tried to chastise me for. So this is really sent to me as a complete shock, says Ocho Cinco. Well, you know. No, Shannon, he's not married?
I don't think so.
No, he won't be very
long.
Not anymore.
No, I don't think he's married. Yeah, you're right. If he is, and he ain't married to Michelle, he's in some trouble. But no, I don't believe he is. This is, yeah. It was at least it was funny. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, he wasn't asking her to do weird things. Hey, will you?
That's true.
It could have gotten a lot weirder. It could have gotten strange.
Oh, imagine if they would have heard. If they would have heard Vic or someone like that, I can tell you what they'd hear Vic saying, and it ain't gonna make you comfortable.
I can't find it.
Vic told me off the air what he's into. It's like, oh boy,
it disappeared.
Yeah. Yeah. So obviously, yeah, I'm looking at this. It says, who's he dating? Who's it? People are asking if he has a wife, and he's with this girl named Michelle. We're not sure who that is. Now Michelle Bundy is the lady who accused him of sexual assault in 2010. I don't believe it would be her. Well, I doubt they get along all that great.
Did she get her toes fixed?
Yeah. Sharpe also faced misdemeanor battery charges in 2004, followed by a woman named Erica Evans.
What a mess.
And then his fitness coach, Katie Kellner, they were engaged after dating for 3 years, but then they split up. Yeah, he's got kids, but he didn't have an old lady. So this is allowed. Ooh, I ain't married.
Is this Instagram?
All right, we'll be back halfway through, live from Las Vegas, Nevada, boys and girls. Canelo Berlanga. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Hub.
This is Jim Rome. Have a take, don't suck on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. KTFM Floresville.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
What would you do if you weren't afraid is a very important question to consider. The reason to consider it is because life has a nasty habit of presenting us with opportunities for our fears to rise to the surface and either stop us cold in our tracks or completely derail us. Digging down into why and what we fear can uncover some life-changing moments where we not only discover some important things about ourselves, but learn some lessons about life. Eventually, we will all face tragedy and setback. No one goes untouched, but some folks will closet themselves off in denial and self-deception. Others, on the other hand, will realize that what they face is really bigger than what they can handle and invite God into the crisis. And when they get to the other side, they realize that they're not afraid to love and to be loved. They're not afraid to be hopeful about life because the fear of going it alone is gone. God is with them. This is Mark Absher, the MacArthur Park Church of Christ, encouraging you to face your fears. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsA.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
This is the story of the one. As a warehouse manager, her job is to transform chaos into clarity and to see patterns where others see problems. Luckily, she's got a partner who shares her perspective. Grainger offers over 1 million industrial-grade products, backed by real-person support and in-depth online resources, so she can tackle every task with precision and turn potential setbacks into streamlined success. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Book your tee time now to experience the all-new Olympia Hills. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that has been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Rediscover one of the premier golf courses in the greater San Antonio area, complete with a top-tier golf practice facility, a full-length driving range, and a 10,000 square foot short game area. Book your tee time now at olympiahillsgolf.com. That's olympiahillsgolf.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656-PURE Connecticut.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy a pallet or more of select concrete mix. And there's more. Save up to 25% when you buy a pallet or more of select drywall panels. Plus, get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Because Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
San Antonio, are you ready to laugh? Comedy's boldest voice, Andrew Schultz, is coming to the Majestic Theater tonight. Known for his no-holds-barred comedy and sharp wit, Andrew Schultz is taking the stage for one night only. If you love raw, unfiltered humor that keeps you laughing all night, this is the show for you. But hurry, the show is tonight. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Andrew Schultz, live at the Majestic tonight. Get ready to laugh like never before.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A. Copyright 2024.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by England, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Well, your morning commute definitely starting to fill in right now. About a 30-minute commute on 35 southbound Wiederstein on down to O'Connor, where we had an earlier accident. It cleared. So with the combination of rush hour, it's still heavy. It's about 25 minutes on Loop 410 eastbound, 151 on over to I-10, and 90 eastbound 211 to Hunt Lane, a 15-minute ride. San Marcos, 35 northbound Highway 123. We've got an accident. It is taking up a right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Week 2 of the NFL starts tonight as the Buffalo Bills head to South Beach to take on the Miami Dolphins. Kickoff is set for 7:15. In college football, the Texas State Bobcats welcome the Arizona State Sun Devils into San Marcos for a 6:30 kickoff. The Houston Astros and the Oakland A's wrap up a series this afternoon at 1:10 from the Juice Box. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, Canelo Berlanga on Saturday, live on pay-per-view. A great card out. These mid-September cards, these mid-September Canelo fights, Mexican Independence Day. These are the best. I've spent more middle Septembers in Las Vegas than I can even, because we're out here every year for this weekend. Because every year Canelo's got somebody that he's going to bludgeon.
Another tomato can.
And he's got one here, but
this is not as easy.
But no, Berlanga's got something. He's 22-0, 17 knockouts. It's not a walkover fight, but Canelo's still one of the best in the world. But just in case, Erislandy Lara and Danny Garcia, they've got as the co-main event, a fantastic fight. They've got Caleb Plant on the card. He's fighting a guy who's 28-0.
Caleb's friend of the show, been on.
Yeah. Raleigh Romero fighting out of Las Vegas. He's 15-2. He's taking on Manuel Jaimes from Stockton, California. And we found out, neither of us knew this, but maybe when we start talking to people, maybe we'll be able to talk to Richard Medina, who is fighting out of San Antonio, Texas. He's on this card as well. I didn't know there was somebody from San Antonio on this card.
Super featherweight.
I'm going to get into the San Antonio boxing scene. I'm going to figure out what's going on here, and I'm going to figure out who we're watching down there. Obviously, I'm new to town, so things are. It takes me some time to get into the mix, but I'll be in that soon enough. But Richard Medina, if he's on this card, he must have something. So we'll keep an eye out for him as well. Fantastic card. It'll start at 7:00 Central Time. The pay-per-view will live from T-Mobile Arena, baby, and you can get it on Prime Video pay-per-view. Pound for pound, great Mexican superstar Canelo Alvarez putting his unified titles on the line against undefeated WBA #1 ranked mandatory challenger Edgar Berlanga. All right, in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys now 6-point home favorites against the Saints. I think the Cowboys. I really think this was that first game was a confidence builder for them because it seemed to me, I think it seemed to most people, this was really a battle with a team that was looked at as their equal going into the season.
Yeah, they were in the same weight class. I agree with all of that, although we assumed that Deshaun was the old Deshaun.
Well, we assumed he had to be better than what he was last year, and he just wasn't.
And he wasn't even what he was last year. So I don't know what to make of the Cowboys other than Dak was fired up, the offensive line was respectable, and the defense went sideline to sideline.
And Micah looked fantastic.
Yeah, defense and Overshown going sideline to sideline very quick. I don't know what to make of what New Orleans did last week because they played the JV team.
Yeah.
I think that this is a little low for the Cowboys. I think that the one thing that they didn't do was their running game wasn't required. It wasn't necessary. I thought Zeke looked better than there was a little bit more bounce there. He's not going to break anything more. I want to see a little bit more of that running game. I think they were trying to protect against Myles Garrett and all that kind of stuff last week. I'm not sure that we're going to see the hot Dak this week. I think we're going to see a much more sustained drive idea for what the Cowboys think they're going to be.
Well, speaking of Myles Garrett and obviously him being such a focal point in New Orleans, not having a guy like that, Micah Parsons was talking about, he talked to Guyton after the game and said, hey, talk to him about going up against Myles Garrett. Here's what he had to say.
I said, how was it? I said, he was good. I was like, what'd you think of him? Like, because I was like, he's crazy good. He's like, yeah, bro, he's just so freaky. He's fast, strong. I was like, he can do everything. And I was like, yo, you got the two best out your way. He's like, what you? I was like, you ain't mine. You can go against anybody. It's like, is there anybody else you worried about at this point? He's like, and he goes, Burns. I said, like, Bosa? Like, yeah, it's like, so I feel like it. I was like, nah, bro, it's so nice. I was like, you ain't going against a technician like that. It's like me and Miles is like raw. I was like, Bosa's the most technical rusher I've seen in a while. And I was like, he's so good. I was like, you'll see. I was like, you'll see his levels to it. Like everyone's a little bit differently, but I was like, bro, you getting the good ones out the way. I said, you're in good spirits. I said, you did a good job. And I like to see that he he kind of reset. He gave up the sack and he was like, whatever. But that's what I told him before. I was like, he's gonna do some phenomenal things. That's just who he is. I was like, but reset. Refocus. Don't let him get in your head. I think he did a great job of doing that. So, me and him continually talking. He's continually progressing. He's going to be another great player
here. I mean, that's a good sign.
Oh, let me tell you.
If Mike is saying this dude's legit, I tend to believe him.
He got the handshake, man. He has been invited into the superstar club.
And he's right. If you can hold up against Micah, you can hold up against Myles Garrett. Boy, it sure makes everybody else feel a lot easier. And it's funny. I was listening to Kayvon Thibodeau of the Giants, and they asked him in the locker room about, this Giants defense was supposed to be built on getting after the quarterback. Kayvon Thibodeau had zero tackles in the game. He was a no-show, just completely taken out of the game. Him and Brian Burns, really. And they asked him about it, and he said, does anybody else have a question? And it just ignored the reporter and it moved away from him. It's like, dude, the Giants are such a mess right now. Daniel Jones, he said, they said, well, what do you think about what do you think about the the fans being so upset with
Burning
you?
your jersey.
Well, fans are upset. They're frustrated. We're frustrated too. I just got to play better. Well, you think, Danny?
I hate that.
You think you got to play? Of course, you got to play better. You suck. Like I kind of feel bad for Daniel Jones because I don't think,
feel bad for Daniel Jones. He's making $40 million
You're right. You know what?
this year.
You're right.
I have no pity for this guy. I'm not mad at him for getting the money. Hey, you got paid. You're not living up to it, so go home and cash
Yeah.
your check. I mean, that's it. That is the bottom line when you're talking about.
he fooled everyone.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to you, man.
Elsewhere, you mentioned Overshown and how well he played. Micah talked about Overshown getting to Deshaun before he could.
I don't even know what happened. I'm gonna tell you, I can't. Like, bro, you got people on Twitter think you faster than me now. I said, I can't take no more breaks. I said, them fresh legs is getting you. I said, but now he's so fast. He's explosive, bro. And I told him after the game how proud of I was him because we talked me and Overshown girl relationship last year, and through over this time he's kind of just kept checking in on him, and when throughout camp, I was checking in. I was like, man, how you feeling? How's your knee? And, to see, all those talents and everything that, we all saw in camp, just so happened that injury, come out there like that in the first game, his confidence to the roof, man, he just got me super excited.
Yeah, you're faster than a 40, but from what we understand, the combine, y'all 10-yard split's about the same, so his burst is.
Oh, yeah, he's going. There's no doubt about it. He's going. I mean, but I don't think people realize how explosive he is. Right. He's coming downhill with intent, with everything. I think he's one of the most exciting players that I've seen that no one's ever get to see. I think he's going to be an all-pro player.
I do too.
Again, this is high praise, and I don't think Micah doesn't seem like the guy to throw around praise for guys who haven't earned it.
Stop right there. When he said I was proud of him.
This is a leader of the team, right?
Yes. That's the first time I've ever heard Micah talk like a leader.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking to Guyton on the other side of the ball. He's working with Overshown. I bitch about Micah's, I don't know, lack of focus sometimes, wanting to go sumo wrestle. I've made a lot of that. And I always felt like it was because he was so magnificently talented that he didn't need to work so hard. So he had he had a lot of different interests. But what will focus you is leadership. When you have to start pushing and pulling and carrying along with your job as a leader, you become a better everything if you are focused in the right way. I don't care what he did over the game. I don't care. Now I do, but what he did right then in that interview when he was talking about Guyton and he was talking about a guy who's mentoring, that's the guy. You said it yesterday. Pay him now. Pay him now because this is the bond builder. He's the connector now. You got Doc on the offense that everybody looks at, but Micah's going on both sides of the ball in different rooms talking to the young stars. That's the guy you pay right now.
Remember how vital those leadership guys were for that, like Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch.
Yes.
Those guys were so vital to the Cowboys, and they weren't always the best player on the team, but they were the leaders, the unquestioned leaders. Now you've got the best player as the leader. That's what you hope for. You always hope that your best players are the leaders, and it doesn't have to be another guy because your best – like the Texans had this for a long time. Andre Johnson was a quiet dude. He didn't want to take on that role. And when J.J. Watt showed up and became like the heart and soul of that team
changed.
It was such a relief for Andre because now he wasn't asked to be the guy who spoke up and hyped up because JJ was also an elite player who happened to be a natural leader. To me, Micah sounds like a leader right now.
And DeMarcus Lawrence has always been kind of the leader of that team since the big contract, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
But he's never been the vocal guy. You never hear D-Law say anything other than in training camp. You need a guy like Micah. When you talk about team leadership, it struck me the other day when Tyreek Hill was arrested and McDaniel was trying to figure out what do we do pregame. Like, should I play him?
Yeah.
Should I not play him? What do I do? And he was going to go address the team about what had happened to Tariq. And his team leadership came in. I forget the Calais Campbell. Calais came in and said, "We got this, coach. Let's just, you don't have to talk about it. We've got this, coach. That you worry about the game. We'll worry about the mentality." So McDaniel didn't even address what had happened to Hill pregame because his team said, "We got this, coach. Don't worry about it." That's a massive step forward for a team like Miami. I'm not sure the Cowboys are there yet.
Yeah.
I like to hear Micah talking like that, but I'm not sure, other than Dak, that they'll go, "Coach, you can step back. We got this. Go worry about the game plan."
All right. When we come back, we'll hear one more clip from Micah about what they've got to work against this weekend, and then we're going to hear from Jake Ferguson, and he's kind of giving an update on where he's at physically. We'll do that next, live from Las Vegas. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, we are live at Olympia Hills Golf Course. Going to check out the brand new greens that they've got going on out there.
Plus, we will talk Cowboys football with Stephen Jones. He will join us at 4:30. The Blitz live at Olympia Hills. We start at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Somebody's knocking the door. I walk over, and there's Toby Keith. I'm like, "Hey, Toby Keith." He's like, "Hey, is Rick James in here?" I'm like, "Yeah." He does like to smoke the weed.
Yes, he does.
Yes. We are having some celebrities, Rick James and Dan Haggerty and
Grizzly Adams?
Grizzly Adams.
Wow. Hello, Grizzly Adams.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
This September, Diamonds Direct's ultimate offer is back, stronger than ever. Diamonds Direct helps you get the perfect jewelry gift with 0% interest. That's right. Enjoy 5 years of 0% financing on any Diamonds Direct purchase. It's your chance to get her the perfect ring with 0 interest and comfortable monthly payments that fit your budget. But act fast. This offer ends September 30th. For details and more, visit diamondsdirect.com. Spread your payments over 5 years with 0 interest on approved credit. Only at Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators. Like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Advertisement sponsored by Allied Injury Group, not available in all states. This important message from Allied Injury Group reminds you that if you or someone you love was injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, you deserve financial compensation for your medical expenses, lost wages, pain, and suffering. Don't rely on insurance companies to look out for you. If you haven't spoken to an attorney, call our legal experts now. Work accident, truck accident, collision with an uninsured driver, or a slip and fall, Allied Injury Group has helped clients win hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. They're available 24/7 to take your call and fight for you. Remember, if you or someone you love suffered injuries in an accident that wasn't your fault, like being struck by a drunk driver, a collision with an 18-wheeler, were a victim of workplace negligence or more, get the financial compensation you deserve. Call Allied Injury Group for a free consultation now.
Call 800-894-6680. That's 800-894-6680. Again, 800-894-6680.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
What's up? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Morning Huddle on assignment in Vegas for the Alvarez Berlanga fight. Now, live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, here's AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We are back live from Las Vegas. We are at the MGM Grand Ballroom here promoting the Canelo Berlanga title fight. That's on Saturday, live at T-Mobile, right across the street on pay-per-view, Prime Video pay-per-view. Raleigh Romero, Caleb Plant, Erislandy Lara, Danny Garcia, lots of big names on the card. And, of course, headlined by the great Canelo Alvarez.
Well, and Mr. Medina from San Antonio.
That's right. What'd you find, Rob? What's Jason or Travis Kelce getting into?
Elon Musk and Travis Kelce were going back and
we
forth
got beef?
on the Twitters. Elon Musk yesterday, or 11 hours ago or so, fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life. That's what Elon Musk said. Mr. Swifty, Travis Kelce, replied, I'm 6'5" and actually play football. The fact I went to college and got a degree and worked hard might be lost on you. I don't play backgammon, but I do play chess. Oh, by the way, I can also twist you into a pretzel.
Oh.
Don't get Mr. Kelce upset with his lady.
Don't get Mr. Swift.
Mr. Swifty going to take your ass out. Mr. Elon.
I bet. I mean, I'm sure Elon and Taylor, they're oil and water right now because of political reasons.
She's just an angry cat lady. That's all I think.
Elon loves Trump, even though Trump thinks his name is Leon Musk, and Taylor hates Trump. It's a bad combo. Bad combo.
Let me tell you, do not get into a Twitter world war with the Swifties.
Oh, no.
Don't do that. You will be, even if you're Elon Musk, you cannot survive this one.
No.
They will flood your servers there on the X's.
I do love Taylor Swift personally. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Not anti.
Yeah. Listen, it's catchy. You know, we all like to have a catchy tune sung to us sometimes.
I'm down with Travis.
All right, going back to the Cowboys game, we were talking about Micah Parsons and kind of taking a leadership role with this team, and he was talking about the Saints game and what they have to stop in this Saints game, where the focus has to be.
I mean, he's the main focus. I mean, that run game always, they was dominant last week against the Panthers, and I think this is a great system. Their OC came from San Fran, so it gives us a glimpse of what we potentially could see later on down the road. But Kamara's Kamara, man. What did he put up? Another 100 last week. So, I mean, he didn't really have no drop-off. So, it's going to be a great challenge. He's still one of the best backs in this league. He dealt with injuries over the last couple of years, but so does everyone. But so far we saw he looks healthy, and, I'm excited for a chance. For the first time I'm going against the guy.
It's funny because the Saints I think we feel the same way about him. Like, I don't think either of us had much expectation for what the Saints were going to be. But you have to admit, through week one, they look like they could be a complete offense. If Kamara is not broken and old, which, there's that concern, certainly, that he's fallen off the cliff. If he's not, though, okay, that's a positive. If Derek Carr, if what we saw last week is real, Derek Carr looked pretty damn good last week. That means, so if those two things are legit, the Saints might just be better than I thought they were.
Well, we knew their defense was going to be solid, especially their pass defense. They were top 10 last year. They can defend the ball. They drafted Chris Olave. They've got some wide strength, but they're still focusing on the run game. I'm not sure who the Saints are. I'm not even sure the Saints know who they are. I expect them to come out and try to run the ball. I think both teams are going to try to establish a run game because both teams' strengths in the backside of the defense. You don't want your quarterbacks turning the ball over. I think looking at the Cowboys are up by what? Favored by what? 6 now?
Yep.
It might even grow. Might even get bigger than that.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Watch the Saints play action offense. Watch how they use Kamara, not in a run game, but watch how they use him to set up that run game. But that's what I expected to see, and I didn't see that last week.
Well, and how important is it that Kamara looked good because now you can use play action. If Kamara, the Cowboys can't really use play action because nobody's afraid of what they can do on the ground. When Kamara breaks off 115, 120 yards, now man, we still got to respect this guy. Not to mention, he can catch the ball out of the backfield, unlike Zeke Elliott. There is some variety to their offense.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you hope that if you're the Cowboys, you hope that Derek Carr turns back into a pumpkin, and that could happen any day. Derek Carr, I've seen games where he looked brilliant, and then the next week he looked like Deshaun Watson last week. I mean, he is a roller coaster.
He's accurate. I'll give him that.
But when he's got a good run game, man, there's some juice to that offense.
They used a play action 40% of the time on their dropbacks last week. That's third most of any quarterback, far beyond the 14.8% play action usage that Carr saw the year before. So they've added the play action. On one 10-play drive, that he went 7 for 9, 58 yards on play action, earning an 83.7 passing grade last week. So I think that's what surprised Carolina. I don't think they expected the run game to be as strong as they were. I think, you go into the Saints, you expect they're going to throw it wide like they have. We heard Micah talking about the OC over from San Francisco, but they didn't use their corners. They dominated Carolina between the tackles.
Also, Carolina's trash.
Well, that's the other thing. I don't know what to make of them because they played a JV team.
Let's look at the other side of the ball for the Cowboys. And one of the key guys to this offense, like it or not, is going to be Jake Ferguson this year. When you've got a team that's built around one real skill position guy in CD, and he's great, one of the 3 or 4 best receivers in the league. The rest, there's a lot of question marks. Brandon Cooks had a good week last week. I don't know how sustainable that is. Much like Alvin Kamara, I wouldn't be shocked if he were peaked out physically and on his way downhill. But Jake Ferguson is a key part to this offense this season. So losing him in week 1 was a big deal, and certainly not ideal. Jake Ferguson talked about the moment when he got injured last week.
The way it looked, I did hear a pop, and I think that's the first time I've ever had anything pop. And just kind of talking to them and having all the specialists we have, all the guys with their knowledge, they were kind of like, hey, we're worried about it the way it looked. Looking back at the film, thankfully, man upstairs had a different plan, and just lucky to, not have that happen.
Dude, you can, and I've torn my ACL 3 times, and 2 of them have been in quiet rooms. 1 of them was in a loud room. When you're in a quiet room, and I mean, he's in a football stadium.
I heard him. You heard it. I didn't hear the pop, but I heard him scream.
Dude, I'm telling you, it sounds like imagine breaking a broomstick over your knee. That's what it sounds like. It happens. It's terrifying, when you can hear that, your body do something like that.
I've blown my knee out, sadly. And when I when I did it, it was in a game. It wasn't kind of. I thought I had been hit by a cheerleader's megaphone. I literally rolled over and yelled at the cheerleader, like, "What the hell are you doing?" I thought she had hit me, or the dude had hit me with his megaphone. It felt like I'd been hit by a hammer.
Well, there was a man cheerleader.
It was a University of Houston cheerleader. Hit me with.
I would have thought this would have been at A&M.
No. Well, those are yell leaders.
Sorry,
they are not cheering. We are yelling.
Gotcha.
We hump it, much like Shannon Sharpe.
Ooh,
that's our new yell. The hand signal for this one is going to be weird, Aggies. But when we're humping the Shannon Sharpe, move your toe.
Anyway, and Jake Ferguson talks about the immediate pain when this happened.
Immediate pain, probably like a 10. Yeah, no, that hurt. I tried to walk off, and I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I mean, it's a weird one. It's something I've never had where, it is a feeling I do get when it starts to fatigue, but initial, there isn't much. Just a little instability, and that kind of starts to raise some questions because you don't want to have one thing give out and have a lead to another. So just want to make sure everything's stable and that I can do my job.
And that's the thing. I think he's going to wait to see how he feels on game day and make a decision. They finally said, well, what's the rest of the week look like for you? What do you have to feel in order to feel comfortable to play?
Yeah, I think it's the question is, day by day, how am I feeling each day? I think if I come in and it's, not getting any better, or it's too slow, or it's not where I want to be, where I can't do my job, like I've said, then I'm not going to go. And if I can't do my job, then that hurts this team. And I know that the guys in our room, they can do that job. They're healthy right now, and I have all the faith in them that if I don't go, they're going to get the job done. And I think on the other side of things, if I can go, I'm going to go. This is the National Football League. This is the game of football. There are going to be some nicks. There's going to be some problems. But sometimes you just got to play through it.
Oh, man. And if it's close, sit. We got
I'm with you.
A long way to go, man.
And
if
listen,
it's close, don't.
It is week 2. And I think that people sometimes say they look at this like college football, like, if A&M was playing McNeese State last week and they had an injury they were dealing with, it would make sense to say, you know what, we don't need you this week. We're going to be okay. These are all professional football players. And even though the Saints aren't on the level of the Cowboys, they're still going to go out there and give you, like, the fact that, even when you count in home field advantage, they're saying the Cowboys are about 3.5 points better than the Saints.
Which is even anywhere else.
They're going to give you their best. You're going to give them their best. But I will say, because it is week 2, because you've got the Ravens on deck, dude, you take this one off. And you know what? If you lose the game to the Saints because you didn't have Jake Ferguson, that sucks. But it's a lot better than losing him for the season. And if it's even close, I would tend to err on the side of caution when it comes to Jake Ferguson, because I do believe he is a very vital piece to this offense that is really dependent on it's top heavy. Let's just say like that. Maybe that's the way to put it, because I think Jake Ferguson's the second best skill position player on this team
behind CD.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a wild thing to say,
I'm
right?
not argue that. We certainly know how gifted he is physically. It will affect the game. It will affect this offense if he's not available for a couple of things, because not only is he there for pass catching, but as well as we were proud of Guyton last week for his game against Myles Garrett. It wasn't spotless. He came out with his grade was 42 by Pro Football Focus, his overall grade in the game. It's the 5th lowest mark amongst tackles in weeks 1.
But dude, he's a rookie.
Yeah, he was going against. He was going, but he was also getting help from tight ends, and they were getting some chips, and that was coming from Ferguson and the like. So while Guyton was spectacular, he wasn't. He was going against the very best. He was going in with some help, and that will affect a little bit more of your game without him. On the other side of that, New Orleans has a rookie tackle too, Fuaga, who came in as the highest ranked tackle in football last week, and he'll be on with, I imagine Micah Parsons might see him as well. So while the Cowboys are starting a new left tackle, so is New Orleans. We got a Micah on one side. They don't have a Micah on one side.
They do not. So There are some advantages for the Cowboys this weekend. I think the Cowboys start 2-0 and take that into a Week 3 matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. It should really tell us a lot more about this Dallas team. All right, on the other side, we'll talk more football, but we'll also touch on some baseball. Are the Houston Astros kind of are they bordering on in trouble? I think that's a real possibility. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, right now, as I sit, if you're sitting in pain, if you're living in pain, and you're on vacation, it sucks. If you're living a life day to day and you're in pain, you get used to it. Don't get used to living with pain because it is keeping you out of life, whether you know it or not. Go to Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio. The great thing about Arasti is you can use it on a regular basis. You don't need a referral from your general practitioner, from a physician. You can call Arasti at any point if you're dealing with pain. And it's the way that they treat you with pain. That's the reason why people keep coming back, because it's not about pills to hide the pain. It's not about long-term processes to get you back in the game. It's about your body fixing itself, and the way they handle it, you get back in the game far quicker than anybody else that I've ever dealt with. You know, around the country, hundreds of thousands of Arasti patients have gotten into what they need to do it in under 4 visits. Think about that, and think about how long you've dealt with that knee pain, or you've dealt with that bad shoulder, or you've dealt with that sprain or a strain, or maybe that lower back issue is just keeping you out. You just can't get it fixed. That's why Arasti is there. Write this number down. You can call them right now. It's 1-800-404-6050. Go ahead and schedule your appointment online. Go to Arasti.com. Listen close. Life is too short. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. I have gone to Arasti for years. I'm a believer in what they do. You need to find out for yourself. Go to Arasti today. Let them take care of you. And when they do, I'm sure you're going to skip on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering takeout.
Accomplishing goals is hard, but when your goal is to learn a new language, Babbel makes it easy. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, "How's your French going?" you can say,
Babbel facilite grandement l'apprentissage d'une nouvelle langue.
Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them.
With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise.
No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures.
It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30. The Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Right now along 35 through the Schertz area, southbound Weiderstein on down to Loop 410. That is a solid 35, 40-minute commute. Did have an accident at the intersection of Babcock at St. Cloud that did clear. If your travels are taking you into the San Marcos area this morning, 35 north on Highway 123, we do have an accident. It's taking up the right lane as you stop and go from Wonder World Drive. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We were reading about speculation. That's Shannon Sharpe. Thanks, Shannon. We were reading speculation about who Michelle could be. I'm hoping this isn't true. But what if it was Michelle Obama?
Well, there are 5
possible. There's
Michelles.
a list that has
We've
Michelle
already-
listed as a possibility.
We've already had one denial. San Antonio, Bernie's own, Michelle Beadle, has already tweeted out today, it wasn't me.
What about Michelle Kwan, the figure skater?
Well, so while Ms. Obama is out there, Joe Buck's wife, how'd you like to be Joe Buck today? How'd you like, because she's on the list of potentials to be sleeping with, let's see. And it's already been established that Mrs. Buck, other Michelle, was in surgery at the time. So it wasn't her. There's an Instagram model named Shelly, and then there's a Michelle that goes back to 2010, who was the one that filed the restraining order against him.
Okay.
If I was a betting man, I'd go there.
I think it's Michelle Pfeiffer wearing the Catwoman costume from Batman.
It could be. A man can dream. I'm pretty sure
Can
it
you
wasn't.
move your toe?
We wonder how her toes are.
I don't know.
All about Michelle Evans and Shannon Sharpe.
Rob's he's very curious.
Research. I'm researching like a good political pundit.
The Houston Astros, man, things have kind of gone away from them in recent weeks. I was looking at the ESPN. About once a week, they update their power rankings in Major League Baseball, and the Astros are sitting at 8th. They are 77-68. Kyle Tucker, they mentioned that Kyle Tucker's back from the IL, although he still hasn't played in back-to-back games yet. He's not playing in the field. He's only DHing.
Verlander melted down then.
But that's the problem, is the pitching right now for the Astros is becoming kind of an issue. And the Astros have lost 6 of 8. This is the second different stretch where they've lost 6 out of 8 games since August 20th. So in the last 3 weeks, they've lost 6 out of 8 games 2 different times. It's not, and mind you, they're still comfortably in position to be a playoff team.
Well,
The Mariners are still 3.5 games back. The Rangers are dead in the water. They're 7.5 out with 16 games to go. Yeah, I mean, it would take a massive collapse for the Astros to not make it. But I am starting to feel less confident about their chances when they get to the playoffs, because right now it doesn't feel like they don't have the horses. And the fact that there's even like a question or a debate on will Justin Verlander be in the postseason rotation, it's like I can't imagine that he wouldn't be, but he's essentially stunk since he come back from the IL with this neck issue. He's been bad. But now guys like Arrighetti are getting beat. Hunter Brown's getting beat. Everybody's losing right now. I don't know what the answer is for the Astros, but I do think there should be some real concern when you get to the playoffs, you ain't playing Oakland, who they just lost to the second straight game. You're going to be playing the Yankees and the Orioles, these teams that have just bats all the way up and down the lineup. I'm worried for the Astros right now.
You got Altuve with the oblique. You got Tucker coming back.
And clearly still not right.
Yeah, and I'm comfortable. I don't think it's 3.5 game lead. Middle of September. The spot is not worried, at least not outwardly, but this is the same team. You go look at, just Google what's wrong with the Astros. Just Google it, and you will see April, June, July.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been one of those years where they played great for a week and 2 weeks down, played great for a week. And I think if we went back and charted it, injuries are, as with most teams that are solid, have been primarily the issue. But pitching has been consistent. I mean, they've had pitchers consistent. They might have not had the bats to back it up. Now pitching is straining, and you lose 6 games like that. I'm not worried. They've come out of this before, but they are running out of time.
7 straight years the Houston Astros have played in the American League Championship Series. Do you think they play in the ALCS this year?
I'll tell you this. It's going to come down. This is a weird pitching, obviously, and Tucker hitting and all that. Mauricio Dubon. That name should not matter to anybody.
That's what matters?
To me, if Altuve's out for the next week and a half, they're going to need to have some offense. If they're dealing with Tucker every other game, Dubon, Gold Glover on defense, but we're going to have to see some more if Altuve's out. And 3.5 games seems safe enough. I mean, they're there, but if things get a little squirrely, they don't have the pitching to save them right now. They need 3 weeks buffer.
Astros are the 4th favorite to win the American League right now at plus 450, behind Baltimore, Cleveland, and the Yankees, who are favored. After the Astros, it goes from plus 450 to plus 900, which is the number on the Minnesota Twins. Kansas City's 950, and then you jump to Seattle's 50-1. So, I mean,
did Chas McCormick, is he on the IL?
He's hitting the IL now. But you know what? He stunk all year anyway. You talk about a guy who had like 1 year where you were like, wow, man, this guy, they've really found a diamond in the rough. Now he just sucks again. This is the least confident I felt about the Astros going into the playoffs in a long time. And the Astros, I know it sounds crazy, but making the playoffs is not their goal. When you're in 7 straight ALCS and you play in a bunch of World Series, your goal isn't just to make the playoffs. That's not good enough. Like this team is expected to make a run in the playoffs and potentially be, playing back in the World Series. I don't feel good about that right now.
I hate to break this to you. The A's have a better record since the All-Star break.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, the A's have been playing better. They're not an embarrassment like they were, but the Astros, this is not. I don't know. I maybe it's too early to panic.
Again,
It's been a roller coaster.
Yeah,
you're right.
So,
the way they started the season, people are like, they're not making the playoffs, and now it's like, well, they're comfortably going to make the playoffs. But yeah, it is surprising that they have gotten so bad. It is surprising that Oakland's played so well. Which, by the way, the Texas Rangers now closer to the Oakland A's record than they are to first place. You talk. This is the team that won the freaking World Series a year ago.
And I'm happy that Ranger fan made it to the mountaintop.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they are, but not since BYU won a national championship back in the 80s, where you go, who? What a world? The who won it last year? They're an asterisk team. 20 years from now, we'll look back and go, the Rangers in 23?
Yeah.
What happened?
They won one.
Well, they got it, and now they're back to where they belong.
Keep it in your pocket.
Nice stadium, though.
Very nice stadium. Very well air conditioned.
That's all that matters.
Way better than Minute Maid is, I can tell you that. Minute Maid, they keep it comfortable. Up in Arlington, they keep it cold. I like
keep
that.
You awake.
I want to be cold when I'm at the ballpark.
Well, they got to keep you awake.
The good thing for the Astros is all these teams are flawed. All the teams they're going to be going up against are flawed.
There's only one non-flawed thing in baseball, and even he is flawed.
Who?
What are you talking about?
Shohei?
Shohei. He is he's walking amongst mere mortals right
Well,
now.
Shohei can't throw this year. Other than that, he's not really flawed.
Yeah.
This is and if you aren't aware, Shohei hit another home run last night. It's happening. It is guaranteed. I shouldn't say guaranteed. It's happening. Ohtani's going to go 50-50. And I can't, the idea that someone could go 50-50 is wild enough. But I still remember at the beginning of this season, I said, this is the year to not vote him as the MVP, because he's not doing the thing that made him, made him so special. He's only hitting. Well, it turns out he's having the best offensive season of his career. He has already set career highs in home runs batted in, stolen bases. He's hitting so well that it's undeniable. He is the MVP of the league, even without pitching. The incredible thing is those 48 stolen bases, he's only been caught 4 times. Like, this dude is a weapon. It's incredible. This is the WAR, wins above replacement, is kind of the go-to stat on, like, how much is this guy worth to his team. Now, mind you, he's had, as a pitcher, his stats, like his WAR has always been high because he's, he does both things. So he gets WAR for his wins above replacement as a hitter and as a pitcher. But as just a hitter, his WAR this year is 7.4. To put that in perspective, last year when he won the MVP, it was 6.0. We are lucky to be watching what we're watching. It is, and if you're not enjoying it, if you don't think it's special, I don't know what to tell you. It is unreal. On top of it, I mean, the dude's a fairly, he seems like he's healthy. He's throwing. He's going to be back next year doing all the things.
I don't, how much do you, after this season, 50-50, how much do you aim toward him being a pitcher? What kind of rotation do you keep him in?
I mean, I think you have a
standard 6-day rest, 5-day rest.
You have a 6-man rotation, but he's one of the 10 best pitchers in baseball. You can't not use him. You know what I mean?
I agree, but
it's crazy.
Am I giving up 5-10 home runs because of that?
All right, 1 hour to go. Morning Huddle live from Las Vegas on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pre-game starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is home cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Imagine owning a piece of Texas coastal waterfront property. Your dream can become a reality this Saturday, September 14th, at the grand opening of Texas's newest waterfront community off of Matagorda Bay. You can own land on a waterfront peninsula starting at $59.9. That's right, only $59.9. This ag-exempt waterfront community has world-class saltwater fishing, stunning panoramic water views, a sparkling pool, private cabana, dog park, a fishing pier, boat ramp, boat and RV storage, and much more. Plus, enjoy peace of mind with paved roads and underground utilities. Coastal waterfront property starting at just $59.9. This is a one-day event, Saturday, September 14th, and it's by appointment only. Call 210-853-0389. Call now to schedule your VIP tour at 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. 210-853-0389.
Howdy, Ags. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of 98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated. And you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. We find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO free any size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
Enroll you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent are required to purchase. Message data rates may apply. Text TIP to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. And they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X absolutely free. Text TIP to 42424. It's better over here.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has an exclusive rate plan just for you. Right now, get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings versus Verizon and AT&T. Plus, you can get one of the latest 5G phones free when you add a line. That's right, a free 5G phone. Experience all this and more on America's largest 5G network. So why wait? At T-Mobile, customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Just go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 or visit your local store to make the switch.
With AutoPay using debit or bank account plus taxes and fees, 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Free phones up to $300 off with 24 monthly bill credits and qualifying new line for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Contact us before canceling entire account to continue remaining bill credits and if you pay off device early. See details at T-Mobile.com.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon. Always building.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres? In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000.
text radio to 64,000.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla. Sponsored in part by Jim B. PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It's an accident on 35 northbound, that off-ramp to Cesar Chavez downtown. It's got the off-ramp partially blocked. We did have a wreck in San Marcos on 35 northbound at Highway 123. That has just cleared. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
Week 2 of the NFL starts tonight as the Buffalo Bills head to South Beach to take on the Miami Dolphins. Kickoff is set for 7:15. In college football, the Texas State Bobcats welcome the Arizona State Sun Devils into San Marcos for a 6:30 kickoff. The Houston Astros and the Oakland A's wrap up a series this afternoon at 1:10 from the Juice Box. I'm Vic Brown with 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby. It is the Morning Huddle live from Las Vegas. Canelo Berlanga, Saturday, September 14th, live at T-Mobile Arena, right across the street from where we sit at the MGM Grand.
Beautiful locale. Radio Row picking up this morning, getting ready for the pressers. We see anybody work out today?
I don't think so. That's tomorrow.
Damn, that's tomorrow.
Yep. And tomorrow's the weigh-ins.
Like the weigh-in. Like the stare down in underwear. Always down with that.
Yeah, baby.
Always down.
And guys, it's a football Thursday. Happy football season, as we are now in the thick of it, where almost every night, I can't wait till we've got Tuesday and Wednesday football. It's going to be so good too.
It's a sin against humanity.
No, it's not.
I say that
beautiful.
until Tuesday night comes on and I'm watching a rerun of Seinfeld, begging or looking for the one Sunday game I didn't see the fourth quarter of.
Normally, I used to. Tuesday was my day because that's when the NFL would drop their all 22. So Tuesday was the day that I'd be like going through, like when I worked in Houston, it's just going through Texans film all day and like picking out different plays to talk about.
You would really look at all that film?
Oh yeah,
you'd read it, look at all that 22
Oh yeah,
stuff? I did that for a couple.
I love it, man.
I get lost in the trees. You know what I mean? It's such a forest of stuff. I'm better 30,000 feet.
Yeah,
I'm better looking down on it than
well, and you didn't grow up playing football. Like you don't,
no.
You're not in love with it.
Well,
like you're.
I've played a lot of football. It's just had a joystick in my hand.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I can call a defense because I played Madden, but no,
I love seeing how things break down. I love seeing how I love learning about, and particularly learning about offensive football. But I love the chess of it.
Yeah,
you know
I
mean?
get it. I'm the same way with other sports, but when the NFL used to drop all that, and I'd start watching it, and I would get lost in what I was looking at. I couldn't pull anything out of it.
Dude, it's so funny, and that's why one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad that we work together is like with basketball. If you took a whiteboard and drew up a play on it, I wouldn't understand what it was. Like I've never played basketball. Like I mean, the last time I played organized basketball was 7th grade. So I've played plenty of pickup ball, but like
I know what you're saying.
The idea of like all that whiteboards, I've got no idea, but I love that you understand that kind of stuff, and it's it's good to have guys on the show who are into different things, because I think it makes us versatile when we come to talk about this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna be I'm going to try and dig into the Cowboys as much as I can. I'm going to keep digging into the Texans, but the Cowboys, obviously, that we carry here on this station, that's what I'm going to be digging into. And again, about as good of a first week as you could have asked. You mentioned, Guyton, it wasn't perfect, but
good enough
for your first game against against one of the best in the world, no doubt, in Myles Garrett. Now, it helped that on the other side, the Browns were missing a lot of pieces themselves.
They were, and the quarterback will figure out what's going on with Deshaun over the next couple of days. I guess. I don't know what they're going to do. It's Jameis Winston ain't going to start. It's going to be they're going down with Deshaun. They've put too much money there. But I think that the NFL has done an interesting thing with the Cowboys because they've lined them up the first couple of weeks against teams that were in their weight class or aspiring to be in their weight class. The Cowboys haven't played, but they're not playing their match for another week or so. This is a good preseason get for them at home against a team that feels good about themselves that just waxed the worst team in football. This is an ideal opportunity yet again for Dak to prove all the things that Dak proved last week. I think he's going to have the kind of game or is headed toward the kind of game this isn't going to be about crazy stats. The Saints have a good defense as well, but it'll be about game control and establishing what a winning team looks like. And this is a good opportunity for the Cowboys in a game where they're playing somebody who's better than they thought they were, which is exactly where you want to be.
Yeah. They did something on ESPN early this morning, like even before when I woke up, this was there. And I haven't gotten to read all the way through it, but it talks about running quarterbacks in the NFL and the difference they've made on the game. And it talks like now the NFL quarterback scramble play, the average EPA I don't know, for anybody who doesn't understand EPA, it's expected points added. It's how valuable is this play, and 0.31 per play that's phenomenal. That's the average NFL scramble generated.
0.31
points. Expected points added. So
with every scramble, you're added a 0.31 to the total score by yours. Okay.
Yeah. The typical non-scramble run play is a minus 0.7.
Because that's
minus 0.07.
Because that's running for your life.
Well, no, that's even like a handoff. That's why when we talk about the NFL, like when you run, you're losing.
So even when they're handing it off, we're still counting it as a pass play.
The average pass play is a 0.13. So the quarterback scramble is almost 3 times more valuable to the EPA than a pass. The average pass play generates 7 yards per play. The average quarterback scramble, 7.2 yards per play.
Wow.
Like it's become such a factor to have these quarterbacks. And now there's only.
We say have these quarterbacks. Which are these quarterbacks? Now, obviously Lamar.
Josh Allen.
So is Josh considered that, or is he an opportunistic pocket mover? You know what I mean? There's scramblers and there's pocket movers. I never felt like Josh was going to tuck the ball in his elbow and just turn the corner. I always felt like he was moving the pocket to make a play, and if that wasn't there, he just used his size out there.
Josh Allen is a runner.
Yeah.
He is an absolute runner.
But not like Hurts or Lamar, though. I mean, Hurts or Lamar, they'll take a snap, put it under their elbow, and run. I mean, it's a student body left with a quarterback. Did they do that with Allen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Allen is he's probably a better passer than those two guys.
Oh, yeah, well, he's bigger and all that other kind of stuff. But when I think of Allen, I think of him as a scrambler and an opportunistic runner. When I think of obviously Lamar and Jalen Hurts, and we could throw Kyler in there, but he's not trying to run. And I think of those guys as the run is part of their weaponry. Like they have to run to be an effective quarterback. And I never felt like Josh was that guy.
If you look at their average yards per rush, Josh Allen's a 5.5 yards per carry guy. Jalen Hurts is a 4.7.
That's a scramble and one's a run.
Yeah. Well, but and in their careers, Jalen Hurts 2,500 rushing yards, Josh Allen 3,600 rushing yards. And he's played longer, but even his peak season, 762 rushing yards. You don't get 120 carries in a season just on like without having designed plays. And I think this year they're going to have more designed runs than ever for Josh because, first of all,
that's all they got.
He's their best runner. James Cook is a nice player. He's still their best runner. But it's kind of like the Lamar thing. Lamar's the best runner that the Ravens have had since he's been there. So they do that. I'm trying to think of who else falls into that category. I mean, I think, Anthony Richardson is certainly going to be in that category going forward. He's an absolute problem. And watching him, it's like, dude, this is – but it makes me weary to pay guys like Dak who don't really run.
It's funny how we're talking about this, how effective the running quarterback is. Has one won a Super Bowl?
No.
Has one, other than Lamar, won an MVP?
Yep.
Anybody else?
No. I mean, listen, you can go back old school. Steve Young won a Super Bowl.
Steve Young.
John Elway won Super Bowls.
But I would say Steve was a runner. John was an opportunistic scrambler. I think I would put Josh Allen in the John Elway block. I just never felt like he was the guy that they would turn the corner with. But I'm trying to figure out, you're so successful with running quarterbacks and with the yardage and all that, but when we name our top quarterbacks, it ain't them other than Lamar.
No.
I mean, Mahomes is a good dude, a hell of an arm and an athlete to the extent he's an athlete, but he ain't a runner.
So, to me, the guy who's like the ultimate scrambler is Mahomes. Mahomes does not look to run until he's got to. But here's what ESPN did. This is what this story did. Is they ranked last season's quarterbacks by yards per attempt and then compared them to the metric with scrambles and sacks included. And Mahomes, 8.1 yards per attempt in his career before dropping to 7.0 yards last year. He jumps from 17th in strict yards per attempt to 10th with scrambles and sacks included, which, again, you're talking about one of the best scramblers. He scrambled for 406 yards last year.
And that's true scramble.
Yeah.
There's never been a called run for Pat Mahomes.
Only Lamar ran more scrambles. Allen jumps from 9th to 5th. He posted the league's best sack rate, averaged nearly 8 yards per scramble. His 370 scramble yards ranked 3rd behind Mahomes and Lamar.
If you were a GM and you had your choice of the classic, the runner, or the mix,
I want a mix.
I think I want the classic, dude. I want the Tom Brady. I want that, because to me, until I am proven by a series of events and offenses and rules changes, the rules are set up to keep the quarterback upright.
That's true.
I mean, the rules are there to keep those guys playing. And if they can't touch him in the pocket like they used to, and I can find the guys and I can find an accurate dude to let, that's the guy I'm chasing. I don't want a dude running around. I want to worry about this 3rd and 6. Is he going to get knocked out of the game like some of the other stuff? But the numbers are telling us that the scrambler is the better dude to have.
I'm going to tell you this. As a Cowboy fan, you've been spoiled because
that hasn't been said very often.
Dak, after his injury, Dak stopped running. Dak is not a runner anymore. Dak's also had a Hall of Fame left tackle that he's been playing with. That's gone now. If Guyton if he's not quick on the uptake to become, you're going to wish that Dak could move a little bit, because that's the thing. When you can't move, you better hope that offensive line is legit. And some of these teams that haven't had great offensive line play, Ravens, Bills, it's so valuable that those guys can move a little bit. You know what I mean?
Interesting. I'm really curious what the board thinks. In my mind, what I felt like for the last 5 years, 6 years, that there was this ongoing search to find the offensive coordinator that could find a way to make the quarterback replaceable, to make that entity, whatever that position is, as replaceable as a wide receiver 1 or running back 1, where if you lost him, it ain't the end of the world. That I can manufacture an offense where he's running as well as any guy in the league can run. He can throw as well as 50% of the quarterbacks out there, but he isn't super accurate. But I can rely on him for 275 to 300 yards of combined offense every game. And I think there's been some OCs trying to master that. But the fact remains, that doesn't win Super Bowls. You don't win a Super Bowl with a running quarterback, because eventually the defense will shut you down.
When you asked about his another one won MVP, Cam Newton won an MVP. I forgot about him.
And Cam is the guy where you go, well, of course he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 6'6", of course he did.
But that's Josh Allen's the same thing.
But
what your
very
physics,
different
and Anthony
quarterback.
Richardson, same thing.
And I think he'll be the new one. Cam Newton could never throw the ball like Josh Allen. Never. He could run as far better. He had a strong arm, but he could never do the things that Josh Allen did. He had to go run. That's part of his game.
It talks about there are 8 quarterbacks in the league who are designed runners in their offense.
So a third of the league, they're trying.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richardson, and Justin Fields in the AFC. And in the NFC, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Daniel Jones.
Nope.
Well, Daniel Jones, I mean, when Daniel Jones is good, he is a runner.
He got paid for it,
and Kyler Murray. The only thing that made Daniel Jones a decent quarterback was that he was a good runner. And I don't know if he's not going to run anymore because of his injury.
They took it away from him, and he couldn't throw.
But I thought this season, because Dayball's back in charge of play call, and I thought they were going to run him into the ground. They didn't really run him in that first game. Of course, they were chasing most of the game. But
it's funny that Justin Fields is on this list. I think he is that kind of prototypical running, throwing quarterback, but he doesn't want to be that. He wants to be a pocket passer. You can tell he wants to be the dude standing back there in that comfortable position, delivering strikes. That's what he wants to be, and that's just not him.
Yeah, that's the worst, is when guys are stubborn about things like that. All right, when we come back, we'll get into some non-sports things, and of course, at 9:30, we'll get into the daily lines. It is the Morning Huddle live from Las Vegas on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chun Class, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
What is GMTVCC? That's a mouthful. The translation for GMTVCC.com is Give Me the VIN Classic and Collector Cars. It's a brand new buying division of Give Me the VIN, but it's for classic and collector cars. Experienced pro buyers will appraise an offer on your 1970 Hemi Cuda or 1988 Fox Body Mustang or your granddad's old 1985 square body Chevy truck. GMTVCC.com is where you go to get real money for classic and collector cars to get paid now. That's GMTVCC.com, brought to you by Give Me the VIN.
Can you dig it? Come into any Ewald Kubota dealer and dig the savings on the full line of Kubota excavators, like 0%, 0 down for 48 months. Plus, save up to $10,000 off. Come see us. Kubota deals are here. Kubota deals are now.
Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue is the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio. Stop in for a signature chopped Baker potato. Pick up brisket, turkey, and mac and cheese for family dinner. Order freshly made breakfast tacos. Whatever you choose. Smoky Moe's Barbecue serves great tasting Texas barbecue fast and friendly. Tailgating? Order Smoky Moe's Barbecue for your perfect tailgate or game watching party. They'd love to see you at any area Smoky Moe's. Order for pickup or delivery at SmokyMoe'sBBQ.com. Smoky Moe's, the pit is lit.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results.
It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle.
Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle. This back-to-school season, Tide and Downey are giving back with $1.5 million in scholarships. Enter to win. No purchase necessary. US/DC 17+. End September 30th. Rules. Tide.com/scholarship/official rules.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author, executive producer, and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money's never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie at 800-486-9595. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you can get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. Call right now, 1-800-486-9595. That's 1-800-486-9595. Again, that's 1-800-486-9595.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 2:30, the Aggies take on the Florida Gators, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 1:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob, live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, ahead of the Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fight on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to those fancy intros we've got, Rob. Look at us.
We call that restaurant quality radio.
Oh, did you do that, Vic?
No, Dax went ahead and got
Oh,
those done. Yeah.
we're getting spoiled.
Thank you, Suit. That sounds nice.
We're getting spoiled, boys.
Before we go any further,
production value, watch out.
You know, we travel the country covering extraordinary sporting events and doing cool stuff, and we're here in Vegas getting ready for Canelo Berlanga. And as we're setting up this morning, you know, you never know who you're going to cross paths with, but one of San Antonio's favorites, Dana Cortez show, is right in front of us. Our old family friends are right in front of us covering the fight, man.
Look at
Otto
that.
and Anthony are here. I feel like I'm at a reunion. It's really cool.
Look at that. Rob knows everybody out here.
I'm Mr. Vegas. That's just me.
Yeah, you'd think he's the one who lives out here.
Well, sadly, they're from Phoenix. So I don't know anybody from Vegas, but I know a lot of people from Phoenix in Vegas.
Well, listen, man, it's everybody's coming out for this thing. The world is showing up, particularly the Latin world. This is with this boxing pay-per-view, obviously this weekend is always a big boxing weekend, but they're having the UFC this weekend as well here. They're making that a celebration of Mexican culture as well.
I didn't realize this real quick as we got stuff to do. How much Canelo means to Vegas. Everybody I've talked to, like twice a year, dude. We make some money because Canelo's coming to town. His fights on 16 and Cinco de Mayo, man, it matters around here. Everybody's keyed up. The city's going to be different.
People are fired up. It wasn't just Travis Kelce who
is he mad at Elon?
Was mad at Elon. Well, Elon's daughter came out as well.
Wingspan, Banjo, what's her name?
Vivian Jenna Wilson.
She's got the normal name.
I think she's working to separate herself from Leon. But she has come out and said, this guy's an idiot. He's an imbecile. Last thing I need to hear about is this guy inseminating someone else that he's not going to take care of.
Thanks, daughter.
I like that. Listen, if you were Elon, did you ever watch the what's the name of that show? The show, it was on HBO. It's on HBO now. I don't know why the name is escaping me, but where it's like the corporate world, the
Succession.
Succession. When you have a dad who is worth billions, usually the kids all suck up. They all play the game. Whatever you want, daddy. It's nice. It's nice that Elon's kids are like,
well, because he's
up yours.
I mean, he is not a nice guy when your daughter is calling you out, no matter what you've done. That is not the best scenario, unless he's cut her completely out of the billions.
I mean, he may have. I mean, in fact, that's probably likely, is that she's been cut off. It's wild that Jerry's got a kid he's never met who can get, she can get part of it, but this gal grew up with him and she's going to get nothing.
Well, it depends on how you approach the legal system with this kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit of news here. As rent prices have gone up around the country. Now, this isn't directly San Antonio related, but this may surprise you. During the pandemic, Austin was kind of they were sort of the billboard for what was happening in the rest of the country. Housing market went way up. Everything was priced out. In Austin, the average monthly rent went up 25%.
Stupid Californians.
You're right. But guess what? They built tens of thousands of new apartments in Austin, and the rate of people moving to the city has slowed. Austin is now leading the country in declining rent. That's like the last thing I expected to wake up and read today.
That is a shock.
It's down nearly 4% compared to last summer. Rents in similarly priced cities, including Dallas, Phoenix, and Atlanta, are rising. The average monthly rent in Austin is now anywhere between roughly $1,500 and $1,800. But every other market that has similar housing costs, so it lists Austin, Dallas, Phoenix, Atlanta, Houston, Seattle, Philly, and Chicago. They're all up. Philly's up 4%, Chicago 5%, Seattle 4%, Houston 2%. Austin down 3.5% in the last year. So
that is contrary to everything I assumed that was going on.
They're building so many homes in that area.
My family, my sister and brother-in-law live right downtown Austin in the Zilker Park area, and we were walking over to the park. And what they have done in that little area is they have changed the zoning, where it used to be if it was a single family home plot, you could build on another domicile. You could have two. Now you can build 4 properties on one single plot.
Oh, that's
so
wild.
they're turning these little plots into these little high, like
duplexes.
Little 3-story
quadplexes
duplexes with a little thing. And I wouldn't, and for millions.
For
millions in a little corner. And that is still happening. Yet the rental prices are dropping.
So here's the reason why. In 2021, local governments issued permits to build 51,000 homes. And while not every developer that receives a permit eventually builds, they're building at a much higher rate than they are in other cities. So Austin, it's got per 100,000 people, how many homes were allowed in 2021? Austin was 2,158. The next closest of those cities I mentioned was Phoenix at 1,022. So like double the next biggest. And the reason it says that, because construction takes several years. These apartments that were getting permitted years ago are now getting finished. So the population surge that really killed Austin in 2020 and 21, they're now catching up with. And now it does say it's going to come back to earth because it's not going to last long. They say because the cost of building has gone up, developers are building less, and you know how it works. Now it's I can afford to live in Austin again. I'm moving back. But again, not going to last long. But just I thought that was something very interesting.
And it's my San Antonio complex. Why weren't we on that list? Were the rates that much lower than Phoenix and
San Antonio's
Chicago?
so affordable compared to Austin.
Obviously to Austin, but I thought it would be comparable to say Phoenix.
I don't think so, dude. Like San Antonio is a really affordable city. Like it's to me, it's the last. It's the last because when I was leaving Houston, it was starting to raise up. San Antonio is the last affordable big city in Texas. I guess El Paso too, but
and El Paso for the same reason. For the longest time, San Antonio has remained relatively inflation-proof or recession-proof because so many of San Antonio, for the longest time, and it's less and less every day, we're military involved. And when everybody in town's a GS7, you can only charge so much for a house. You can only charge so much rent because we know how much everybody in the city makes. So the city itself for the longest time was relatively recession-proof and inflation-proof because nobody's inflation-proof, but the city maintained, but you couldn't go extraordinarily high or low because we all knew how much money people were making. That's changing as Austin is flowing, as we're being Austinized, and as we're growing. It's not quite the same, but there's still some benefit to what we were if the housing.
I agree completely. I got to sell my house here so I can buy in San Antonio.
See, you're the problem. See, it's guys like you that are causing the unrest.
No,
bringing all your West Coast money to San Antonio, where you're bringing in like $1.50 for every dollar we got.
$750,000 house. I don't think I'm going to have a $750,000 house in San Antonio.
Well, for what you spent here, you're gonna. It's just a better market to buy.
Well, I'll be living in a palace in San Antonio if that's the case. I cannot wait. Harrison Township, Michigan. A man was arrested yesterday who created a bomb hoax, is what they're accusing him of. The Macomb County Sheriff's Office was called to a home for reports of a suspicious situation. And once they got on the scene, they found a propane tank seated in the passenger seat of a vehicle with electrical wire running from the tank to the inside of the middle console. Another tank was found strapped to the front driver's side wheel of the car with copper wire running underneath the vehicle. That sounds pretty scary, right?
Horrifying.
Multiple signs were also posted on the vehicle that indicated, you touch this car, it's going to blow. Police they closed down the area. Michigan State Police bomb squad was called in to address the situation. They eventually determined that these propane tanks weren't actually connected to anything that could cause an explosion. They then talked to the man who owned the car, 45-year-old suspect. Has now been hit with a formal charge of device representing or presented as explosive.
Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna let you finish this.
Why do you think he did this to his car? What do you think his thought was?
Probably didn't want it to get stolen.
No, he didn't want it to get repossessed.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
all right.
He was like, you know what? I've gotten warnings. They're going to come take my car. I'm not going to let them.
Well, okay.
So the tow man shows up and is like, uh-oh,
crap.
I'm going to pass on this one.
So it worked.
It worked, yeah, until you got arrested.
Now, why was he arrested again?
For presenting something as a terrorist threat.
To who? If I was his attorney, I'd go, that wasn't a bomb. That was art. That was an art. He was representing what he didn't tell everybody it was a bomb.
He put a sign on it.
In it. He didn't advertise it. He didn't say, I got a bomb. He just said, don't touch this or it'll blow. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
To me, he didn't do anything illegal.
If I did that at the airport, how would that go over?
He wasn't at the airport. That's a different story. If you just, to me.
What about a school? Where's it okay?
If I park my car, and let's say I'm afraid it's going to get stolen, and I put like a fake gas tank in there, and I put like fake dynamite and all that, I don't tell anybody. You wouldn't know unless you looked in, and a cop looked in and came and arrested me.
Well, them's the rules, Rob. A lawyer for us.com.
I like what this cat did. And if you think your car's going to get repoed, maybe a little bit of a propane propane tank in the front seat. Keep it around for a day.
Propane and propane accessories. Save the day once again. All right. When we come back, we will wrap up the show the way we always do, live from Las Vegas with the Daily Lines. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I don't know what your plans are for this weekend, but I bet they're about standing over a hot fire cooking some fine meat. And if that's the plan, there's only one place to go. That's Tri-County Meat Market. 2 locations. Heavener, you've been there many times. Ralph Fair, you know how pretty that drive is out I-10. But once you walk into Tri-County today, you should go today. You got 3 days of grilling in front of you. You're going to see everything stacked cheap, ready to be sold. We got specials working today. You're looking for a 2-inch thick ribeye? They got it for you. You're looking for one of those, I don't know, Brontosaurus tomahawk steaks that you got to put in the back seat to get home, a Fred Flintstone? They got those too. What I love about going to Tri-County, it's not always about the big cut of meat. It's not always about that beautiful Wagyu brisket you're about to smoke for the next 18 hours. It's about making your life a little easier. Like walking in and grabbing a prepared bag of their best fajita meat, chicken or beef. It is seasoned. It is perfect. You can cut it with a warm breath. It's about getting a stuffed chicken breast that you just got to go home, throw it on the grill, and feed 2 people. They're the size of a football. It's about going and getting that avocado bomb just before the game, so you don't have to worry about it. You're feeding all the fans that are at your house. That's why I love Tri-County. Head over there today. You know the specials are in play. Don't walk out the door with the 5 for $30. There are 2 meals in that bag. It's the best deal in all of San Antonio. That's Tri-County Meat Market. They say it, I believe it. A great meal starts with great meat coming from Tri-County Meat Market. Head over there today. Get some good meat on the grill. Come by and thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we are live at Olympia Hills Golf Course. Going to check out the brand new greens that they've got going on out there.
Plus, we will talk Cowboys football with Stephen Jones. He will join us at 4:30. The Blitz live at Olympia Hills. We start at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas, open to the public 7 days a week with a country club feel. It's football season, so book your tee times early at golfclubtexas.com and stick around and watch the games. Make Golf Club of Texas your football headquarters where you can watch every game. They'll even stay open until the end of every NFL game, including Thursday, Sunday, and Monday nights. Get into the Tin Cup Bar at the Golf Club of Texas, Highway 90 at Briggs Ranch Road. Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
There are many feelings worse than trying to start your car in the morning and being greeted with a dead battery, or being stuck on the side of the road when you don't need to be. 1 in 4 vehicles on the road will need a battery replacement this year. Don't be a statistic. Stop battery problems before they stop you by testing your battery regularly. Test yours at home or at select Napa locations nationwide. If you need a replacement, Napa has you covered with a full range of long-lasting, high-performance batteries for nearly every make and model on the road. So don't wait. Test your battery today and let Napa help you keep moving.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen.
app and download Hurt now for free fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the Hurt app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at tsaog.com.
Hi, welcome to Staples. Hi, I hear Staples can print everything for my business. Sure can. And the quality is guaranteed? Absolutely. Plus, you'll beat any price quote. Is that right? For sure. How about this one? We'll beat it. Can you print menus, signs, and flyers? Sure can. How about blueprints? No problem. What about red prints? Not a real thing. What if they were? We'd print them. And they'd look amazing.
Now at Staples, print more, save more. Up to $150 off your print purchase. Ends 11/2. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for offer details and staples.com/price match for in-store price match guarantee.
DQ presents the sound of BOGO-free Blizzard treats in the DQ app. It's the sound of downloading the DQ app, redeeming the sweetest BOGO-free Blizzard deal, telling all your friends, and heading to DQ. For BOGO-free any-size Blizzard treats only in the DQ app for a limited time. Download it today. At participating locations, limitations apply. DQ. Happy tastes good.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Babbel. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at babbel.com/TNC.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. And now try Babbel for free by texting radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
What's that? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the NFL. Monday night, Thursday night, and Sunday night football. Presented locally by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. It's an accident on 35 northbound, that off-ramp to Cesar Chavez downtown. It's got the off-ramp partially blocked. We did have a wreck in San Marcos on 35 northbound at Highway 123. That has just cleared. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. That number is 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Live from Radio Row at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas for the Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fights. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh, yeah. I got... haven't told you guys today. Got to let you know. We're going to be playing golf.
That's
baby.
right.
September 30th, Olympia Hills Golf Club. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic. 120 ahead, 400 per foursome. That's a good price for a foursome, even in Vegas. Hole-in-one contest for a shot at $50,000 or a Mercedes-Benz, brought to you by PPL Motorhomes and Mercedes-Benz of Selma. Fall Golf Classic benefiting San Antonio Sports, presented by the loss of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam and Flight by Yingling. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. Be there, baby. It's going to be a good time. We're going to be having a good time.
Yeah, man. Full day of fun on Monday. We're 2 weeks out. If you're not signed up, you're going to miss out.
You're running out of time, baby.
And we'll sign the get-out-of-jail-free card for your wives or your others. It's a long day of fun. It's not just about golf. We got a post-party. We'll feed you. We'll drink you the entire time you're there. We'll got you breakfast when you show. There'll be a catered lunch. And when we're done, we're all going to go to a place afterwards, hang out with the Blitz. Beautiful course, brand new greens. I'm not going to talk about this specific establishment or the specific person.
Is there a shotgun start?
Yes, there is indeed a shotgun start.
I'm going to shotgun a beer when it starts.
I think that's the least we can do because we'll still be on air.
Yeah, baby.
They'll normally go off about 9.
I'm a shotgun a Yingling flight.
So we get out about 10. And I'm meeting a good friend of the show, sponsors. You'll know him when you see him. And we're out, and this guy is in the alcohol business.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. So we're at one of the great hole sponsors. And I was like, dude, he goes, let's do a shot. I was like, well, you're the alcohol guy. Let's do a shot.
Let's do a shot.
So
baby.
he pours a shot, and I drink it. Now, you think a guy that works in the bar business, gave me the worst shot I've ever had.
What was it?
It was Red Bull, and gosh, it's going to come. In fact, I thought it was so bad that Minix gave me a bottle of it. And it was a bar key. I mean, the guy owns a bar.
Tawaka?
No, it wasn't Tawaka. It tasted like mouthwash. It was the worst.
Was it Fernet?
No, it wasn't that fancy. You know what I mean? It was one of
Fernet's
those.
not fancy, trust me.
mouthwash.
Does Fernet taste like? Maybe it was Fernet. That's the kind of, when you're out there, don't worry about, we'll supply everything.
Just
you
drink
need
drink whatever's put in front of you.
Whatever you need to have fun, we got it.
And by the way, when you do a shot, it's not about the taste.
Kind of is.
No, that's when you sip a drink, it's about the taste.
No,
you do a
matters.
shot, taste doesn't matter. You just
does,
go.
because I know it's just going over. It's the 30 minutes after, the 5 minutes after that.
Yeah, it's good for you, man.
Tawaka.
It's only there to get you lit.
Well, we can't wait to see everybody. We'll do shots with you. Get yourself signed up. It is the best time you're going to have in all of September until you come back again. We really do have a good time.
You going to do a shotgun start with me? With a flight by Yingling?
We're on air and flight's there. Why not?
Yeah.
It's a way, it loosens up my back.
What about you, Vic? Shotgun start?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Shotgun a beer with us?
Yeah.
All right, baby. All right, let's do what we always do this time. Let's take a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This feels extra good because guess what I've got out here?
Access.
I've got ammo, baby. I got bullets in the chamber.
Access.
Oh yeah. I don't have just one or two sports books I can look at and say, oh, maybe here. I got about 6 books.
We can shop money lines.
I can find the prices.
Oh.
I can earn some free nights at Caesars. Oh yeah.
You know, it's funny. I'm heading out. Everybody knows I'm coming out there. And my brother actually goes, hey, while you're out there, go ahead and put 20 on the Aggies to win it all. I've done it every year. And I thought, I don't have to be out here anymore for you to do that.
No.
I didn't say that to him, but, there was a time for me to do that. I'd have a friend or call one of the broker dudes.
Let's make a deal, Rob.
What's that?
Let's take that $20.
No.
Let's buy a couple shots.
Just set it on fire.
And if the Aggies win it all, I'll pay him out. Like that's That's how confident I am. I've seen Connor Wegman enough.
Hey,
I've seen enough.
We are undefeated in conference. Currently, the Aggies are in first place.
They're 0-0.
So get off my back.
They're undefeated against teams south of the Mason-Dixon line, which we know where that's where all the good teams play anyway.
And those stupid Catholics cheated.
That's right.
Stupid Catholics.
They didn't cheat good enough against Northern Illinois, but
see, God got them. That's why God came and got them because of what they did.
There's only one FBS versus FBS college football game tonight. We've talked about it a lot today. Texas State hosting Arizona State. That game, friends, is a pick'em. The total is up to 60.5.
That's what I've got.
Was it 59 earlier?
That's a nod to the state, too. That's a nod to their offense.
Dude, this team is going to score. I believe they're going to score. So I like the over. I like Texas State, to be quite honest.
I am going to pick Texas State.
South Alabama, they've got an FCS school today. They take Northwestern State. South Alabama, a 38-point favorite tonight against Northwestern State.
I hope
Again,
the Northwestern State kids can get off work.
I'm not good. Yeah, I'm not good at these FCS. I'm not good at keeping up with them, so I don't know. Let's go to Major League Baseball, where the Detroit Tigers send my boy Tarek Scoobly Doobly, to the mound against the Colorado Rockies and Ryan Feltner. And you know what? Good news. This game starts at 10 o'clock in the morning out here.
Go get some Scooble. Get some Scooble money.
Yeah. That is, Rob noticed the thing about being out here, man, the games start early.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock start. We'll also have a 10:15 game between the St. Louis Cardinals, Sonny Gray pitching for the Cardinals against Jacob Junis for the Reds. The Cards minus 165. Mitch Spence and the Oakland A's look to finish off the sweep against the Astros. Astros trying to send Framber Valdez to shut it down.
Better be good.
Framber minus 265 for the Stros. Darren McCahan. He's a made-up person for sure. Mitchell Parker going for the Nationals. Marlins at the Nationals. The Nationals minus 180. That speaks to how bad the Marlins are.
Well, McCann's got a 7
Good
7
golly.
ERA, so I'm kind of liking Parker here.
Nestor Cortez and the Yankees take on the Red Sox. So I'm sure on ESPN, that's the only thing anyone will care about. Yankees minus 190. Cooper Criswell going for the Sox. Ryan Pepiot goes for Tampa. They're at Cleveland. Gavin Williams going for the Guards. They're minus 150. Kumar Rocker. This is the top prospect for the Texas Rangers. Makes his MLB debut tonight.
The human victory cigar. They've given up.
This is it.
Here he is.
They're at the Mariners with Bryce Miller going for the M's. The M's are minus 140. I'll say this. Kumar Rocker never pitched in a major league game before. The total in this game is 6.5. We've talked before about guys making their major league debuts. Either it goes brilliantly or it goes off the rails in a hurry. I might, as lame as the Mariners offense is, I might go over 6.5 because
not only is it his first, he's coming off Tommy John.
I
mean, this might not be the best opportunity. Again, the human victory cigar that is Kumar Rocker.
I like over 6.5 in that game. And the nightcap, which is at 6:45 here, Frankie Montas and the Brewers minus 130 favorites on the road against Hayden Birdsong and the San Francisco Giants. The National Football League has one game on tap tonight. The Buffalo Bills, 2.5-point dogs at Miami. Total in this game, 48.5. So for those of you who don't know, home field advantage used to be worth 3 points in the NFL. Now it's worth 2.5. Almost never is it worth a full 3 points because 3 points is such a big number in the NFL. So basically what they're saying is these teams are about even. And 2.5 might suggest that the Dolphins are a little bit better than the Buffalo Bills. I'm not buying it. I'll take the Bills plus the 2.5 here. I'll probably take the Bills on the money line plus 115 just to get the job done on the road against Miami.
What would have to happen for Miami just to play their game? They're gonna have to do anything different to beat?
No, I mean they've got those explosive weapons on the outside. The Bills have 2 new safeties. You know, they had the same couple safeties for so long. And with those guys gone, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, with them gone, now they've got DeMar Hamlin starting. It wouldn't shock me if Tyreek Hill busted him up, but I do think that defensively the Dolphins are going to have a real hard time slowing down Buffalo. Too.
No A-Chain, no Breida.
Well, no Mostert. A-Chain
no
is
Mostert, I'm sorry,
questionable.
No Mostert, and A-Chain's questionable.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign.
No. But much like the Cowboys, with the Dolphins, it's like if you can run, it's a benefit. But you ain't got to run.
But those guys, it's balls in space. That's whether they hand it to them or throw it in the flat, balls in space and run.
The Lady Basketball League has the New York Liberty taking on the Dallas Wings. Liberty Bibbity minus 11.5. Total in that one is 178. All right, Rob, what's the plan for tonight? What are you getting into? What are you and the lady doing?
I think the lady and I are going to head out of Vegas today. I've never been to the Hoover Dam.
Oh, boy.
We're going to go with the Blue Hairs.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Ride around with the Blue Hairs in the early dinner, and we're going to go see a lake and a big wall, and I think we might even be getting on a raft.
All right.
Yeah, video to follow.
Good for you. If you see an oil drum floating in Lake Mead, do not touch it.
One of those bitty boo bots.
Yeah, you don't want
Johnny Bag of Donuts.
You don't want to know.
You
don't want to know what's in there. All right, we'll be back tomorrow again, live from Las Vegas. Thanks for tuning in. The Blitz comes up at 2. See you tomorrow. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday afternoon and noon. The Cowboys take on the New Orleans Saints at home.
I like this kind of party.
Pregame starts at 11 a.m. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds and Ewald Kubota.
This is all cooking. How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then building